This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live. It's a freaking Sunday. M-Lord, clinically, what is going on? After a week of the DNC, we finally get back to normal programming. I'm still a little tired and wore out from all the coverage. And then the whole RFK thing yesterday. Georgie, good evening. But we got all kinds of news we're going to have to get to. I mean, it's a jam-packed show tonight. If you've missed out on all the wild stories that we didn't get to talk about last week, we're going to catch you up on them tonight. Stories like a man sprayed a cop with a fire extinguisher in a standoff and kept setting things on fire. A near kidnapping was caught on camera. A hospital lost a woman's body. Cops found a child dead inside of a trash can. Apparently his mom is a person of interest. Ronda Rousey apologizing for her comments on Sandy Hook. A man texted a cop an invite to come smoke up with him. A very weird sculpture of Elon Musk has appeared in Brownsville, Texas. Chapel Roan dressing down her fans for being fucking creepy. Judge rules that Breonna Taylor's death was due to her boyfriend. I don't think her boyfriend shot her. Memphis cop has changed his plea in the beating of Tyree Nichols. 5 people found dead in Long Island. 4 people found dead in Georgia. Russian grenades found in L.A. We got a stabbing attack in Sydney, a stabbing attack in Germany, a terrorist attack on a synagogue in France. The IDF says it has launched a preemptive strike against Hezbollah. Meanwhile, a baby in Gaza has contacted polio, the first case in 25 fucking years. We're going to hear from J.D. Vance on abortion. RFK Jr. is going to tell us about his talks with both the Harris campaign and the Trump campaign. Arizonians tired of campaign stops at the border. The Daily Wire saying that media coverage amounts to election interference. I'm not kidding you. They say that the feels associated with the media coverage amount to election interference. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you what Fox did not show their viewers at the DNC. Trump got cut off on Fox News and apparently got so upset that he called Gutfeld afterwards. Plus, the debacle at the Trump campaign rally in Arizona caused the Foo Fighters to get upset. All that and a lot freaking more tonight on the Troll Patrol Live. Good evening. Here is your meme of the day. Oh, also, we're going to be talking, debating, having a friendly conversation with Drew Chandler. I've been calling him Great Value Andrew Tate. We'll see what we'll see what he brings to the table here in just a few minutes. Dude, no fucking way. But if one thing is certain here on this stream, I am not high enough for this shit. Edie Winch was on the Hippy Dippy recruitment panel earlier today. If you did not catch that, probably not good for your mental health to watch that sort of thing. It was a lot of yelling, a lot of bad faith arguments from the right-wingers. But here's the thing about calling them bad faith arguments is I don't know that they know any better. Their arguments are bad faith. the dude seemed really fucking stupid, you know. They may not be aware that their arguments are bad faith. Let me see if our buddy Drew. We're trying out a new setup here in Discord. I may have just invited him to this. That's what we got going on. We got our friend Drew Chandler coming on momentarily. We should have him first thing here tonight, and then we'll find out what that news be doing. I know everybody is anxious to get to the news after we've not been able to get caught up the last week. I can tell you, if you've missed out on the news, it was just another day. Sparkles, good evening. The panel was difficult to deal with, but Media Winch did a good job. To me, the leftists all looked sane, and the right looked completely unhinged. I mean, I'm not one to criticize people for getting animated. I do it all the time here on this stream. I've gotten animated in many a debate that I've had with people. But I mean, every single time one of them got a chance to speak, it was rah, 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 rah. I had to turn it off during the AI part because Curiouser came, and she was really not liking the way the Jesus dude was looking at her. So I had to put it on some music for a little bit, and then I came back in during the immigration part. I still, as if the right, like, they don't understand they are being programmed. These motherfuckers, the dude Pentuple that we argued with, he was on the panel with Media Winch. He lives in Maryland, and right-wing media has brainwashed him to think that immigration is some important issue to him. It's absurd. Of course, he tried to cope on Twitter by saying that I said you can't care about the border just because you live in Maryland. That's not at all what I said. I said I don't understand why it would be your number one issue if you live in Maryland. It was a whole panel, Torchy. It was 4 right-wingers, 4 lefties. Was it Nina? She was really good. I went and followed her channel after the debate. And then Hippie Jesus, he was good, but his channel is not called Hippie Jesus. It's called something else. I'm not sure if our friend Drew is going to be able to make it in, apparently. Is not seeing my... Boom, here we go.
Hey, okay, there we go. Sweet.
Awesome. Hold on, let me get you pulled up on the stream here.
Okay, cool.
Gotta change the display around a little bit. We'll get it fixed.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro. I gotta change my OBS stuff too. Get that all figured out here.
All right, you do that. I'll get you set up. Drew, my friend, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you? How you doing? Doing good?
I can't complain. We're gonna talk with you a little bit, and then we're gonna find out what that news be doing. That's what we do here.
There you go.
What you do on your show?
Brother. Dude, I just I do daily news recap. So I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just kind of going over, like the top headlines and stuff, and give a right-wing Christian's perspective on it.
You promote yourself as a Christian, as I pointed out to you. I find that odd. I'm supposed to know Christians by their works. Here, you got your video turned on in
Yeah, hang on. I gotta
Discord?
Yeah, 1 second. Let me disable my webcam.
Oh yeah, you're cool. You're cool. Yeah, I had to, there's a program called Split Cam for when you do things like this.
Got you.
It's
Okay.
handy and it can do the two.
Well, you're gonna have to send me the link to that then, because I'd love to just not have to do this crap every time that I.
Totally, my friend. Yeah, just Google Split Cam. It'll come up for you.
Let me deactivate it.
And then it's really cool because, like, okay, say you're on a different show or something, you can actually put some graphics around. You're from the Split Cam, so your camera will show graphics for them, and then you can have it separate for your camera.
Gotcha.
Really, really neat. Really neat.
Sweet.
Talking business here on the stream.
There you go. I should have set this up before.
Oh, you're fine, man. I'm getting everything set up. I was gonna have you on a different way, but we did Discord. It was easier.
Gotcha. No, I got you, man. I got you. Here we go. Let me turn on my camera.
Boom.
Can you see me?
Hey, bro. Yeah, Drew.
Sweet.
Drew, good. I thought you were bald.
No. It's funny. A lot of people think that. One of my good friends, he edited the Twitter PFP. So
Yeah, I might think that because you're bald in your Twitter profile pic.
Yeah. No, he edited it. Looking like Andrew Tate. So. Yep.
Oh, so you've never actually been bald?
No.
Well, I wouldn't either with that hairline.
Editing. Yeah.
Hell yeah, my man. You said you wanted to talk about the presidential race, but do you want to go into Andrew Tate? You want to tell us why you're a fan?
We can. I'd like to do that later on. I'd like to just
okay.
get business and just
whether
Trump or Kamala is a better option. That's what I have the title on my stream.
Oh, I'm down. I told you, man. You can take your pick. I'm flexible.
Cool. Okay, man. We'll see here. Hopefully everything's good. I stream on multiple platforms. That's why it gets so confusing. I stream on Rumble, X, Twitch, YouTube, and Kick.
Oh, I'm with you. I used to be everywhere. I'm just Twitch and YouTube now.
Got you. Hopefully Rumble works.
All my videos afterwards get uploaded to Rumble. So after the live stream's over, it gets uploaded to Rumble, BitChute, and all that good shit.
Gotcha. How many views you get on Rumble?
Surprisingly, more than you would believe.
Oh, like 1 or 2?
Nope, we're like 50 to 100.
Nice. All right. Okay, cool. It looks like we're up on everything. Rumble might still be going, but all the main platforms we're up on. So, yeah, we can go ahead and get this started.
Hell yeah, my man.
What's up, man?
Introduce yourself to my audience. Tell them who you are.
Yeah. So, my name is Drew Chandler. I'm the host of the Not That Serious podcast. Like I said, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Give the news, politics, culture, news about Christianity, anything. Just whatever's trending from a right-wing Christian perspective. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. And for your audience, I'm JustinFREAKIN. I'm over on Twitch, YouTube, every Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We find out what that news be doing. I cover the most absurd news, politics, and current events on the internet. And here lately, we've been doing a lot of like car chases and shit. That's a lot of fun.
What is it?
We like to do car chases. It's like cathartic.
What's that? What's car chases?
Like police chases.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've just been like reacting to them and stuff.
Yeah.
Streaming everything. Okay, got you.
There's usually a new one every day out of LA, so it's easy. It's easy to do.
That's fair. Yep. Yeah, leftist policies. Who would have thought? Crazy.
Okay, so what do you mean?
Well, it's like you look at some of these Democrat cities that are, ran specifically by, you look at California, they're ran specifically by leftists.
California one
always the same.
Do you know about per capita, man? No. the least safe cities in this country are Memphis, Shreveport, Birmingham. They're all in red states.
Oh, okay, so
And LA,
California is just
right-
LA is just like perfectly fine.
I never said it's perfectly fine, but if you look at its homicide rate, I don't even think it's in the top 10. Brother, why are you laughing at that? Chicago isn't even in the top 20.
Come on.
Brother, look at I just told you.
Dude, you're gonna tell me with a straight face. You're gonna be like, "Oh, my statistics." Are you like you're really gonna tell me that California is not within the top 10 of crime? Are you serious?
Yes. Hold on, do you want me to
I guess we'll agree to disagree then. I guess we'll.
No, because I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna prove it.
Okay. All right, do it.
The cities with the highest homicide rate. Now this is rate, remember?
hang on.
We're talking about rate.
My audio wasn't working on the stream. My bad, guys. My bad. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, we're good now. We're good. Go ahead.
The top 10 cities for homicide are New Orleans, St. Louis,
Okay.
Baltimore, Philadelphia, Memphis, Birmingham, Kansas City, Washington, D.C., Milwaukee, Norfolk.
Okay, and so LA is just so you're
Is not in the top 10 for homicides.
but just straight off of observation, you're not, questioning that. You're not saying, okay, well, like what is their methodology, and what is their methodology, like in the what do you call it, like in the research? How are these, studies conducted? Like,
You're like FBI statistics, man.
don't you think it's a little bit odd?
Here's the thing is you're not understanding that, like, because LA has a huge population and you see lots of stories about the crime, you just assume crime is happening there. But when you normalize the statistics, you do per capita and break it down. It shows you that the more dangerous cities are the ones I just named.
Okay, so
Have you ever taken a statistics class?
What exactly is their methodology?
I don't know what you mean by method. You'd have to go to the FBI. It's the FBI statistics I'm citing to you.
Okay, but I'm asking, what is the FBI? You see what I'm saying? You see what the problem with this is?
They're breaking it down.
I could find statistics that support my worldview, okay? All I'm saying is just that on a top...
Yeah, but are your statistics coming from the FBI?
Just on a topical level, just observing, right? It just... something's not right there. I don't believe that.
You're going by feelings, man. Because you watch all this right-wing media that brainwashes you. It's not my methodology. It's the FBI. Don't get defensive,
Okay,
bro.
well, what's the FBI's methodology then? Tell me, mister.
You can go look it up, brother. I don't know. I didn't do the study. Why would the FBI lie about that, man?
Well, why would the government lie about anything? They're perfect.
Brother, it's the FBI. Well, who? Okay, if you can't trust,
never been corrupt.
if you can't trust the FBI for crime statistics, then who can you trust for crime statistics?
I don't know, maybe like an independent researcher that, has
Like who?
methodology laid out very clearly. I don't know. I'm just
As if the FBI hasn't laid out their methodology, man. I'm sure they have that on the website.
okay. Well, you can get that to me, and we'll see. But
You can go look it up on the FBI website. It's not up to me to do your research for
at the
you.
end of the stream, if you send me the FBI, then we'll go look.
Brother, just look up FBI homicide statistics, bro.
Okay. Well, like I said, send me the link, and then we can go look it up at the end of the.
I just told you where to go to, brother.
Hey, do you know what the stream is about?
Okay, so where are you getting your statistics from?
Do you know what we agreed to whenever I agreed to this debate?
What did I agree of
Because
anything?
you were harassing me to debate.
Well, I mean, you're just a dumb fuck, so I was, making fun of you on
Okay,
Twitter.
there we go. All right. Okay. Yep.
I mean, that's how it is.
Okay.
Well, bro, okay,
No feelings. You're just a.
you are. I just cited FBI statistics to you, and you're like, well, I feel like crime is really bad in California.
Stats, but bro can't lay out his methodology. Bro has no idea.
It's not my.
The FBI said. The FBI said.
Well, what's your methodology?
Nice.
What's your
I'm not
methodology?
the one bringing up the statistics. I'm not the one bringing up statistics. I'm just saying, on a topical level, that does not.
This is why I called you dumb, man.
make sense.
Why did it doesn't make sense because you have
To the poll, so.
it doesn't make
Anyways, like I was.
it doesn't make
To
sense.
this debate, if we can get to the debate between Kamala and Trump, because I don't want to clickbait the viewers.
It doesn't make sense because you have a preconceived bias and you can't accept new facts.
Go ahead and lay out your reasons on why you think that Kamala is a better choice than Trump. Go.
Do you like pedophiles?
No, I don't like pedophiles. What kind of question is that?
Well, Kamala prosecuted them, and Trump is a pedophile. Boom, there you go.
Okay, what's your evidence of Trump being a pedophile?
The fact that he was 8 times mentioned in Epstein's contacts. The fact that the lawyer that got Epstein off in Florida was made the labor secretary in the first Trump administration. The fact that he's had multiple lawsuits filed against him by victims in court. And the fact that he has said, I'm really close friends with Jeffrey Epstein, and we both like young women.
Okay, so what do you think about the fact that once he figured out, what was going on with Epstein, he banned him from all his hotels? Irrelevant?
I'm sure he tried to cover his ass. Why did he put Alex Azar as the labor secretary in his administration?
Well, I'm just making a point.
Alex Azar is the prosecutor that got Jeffrey Epstein off in Florida, and he became Trump's labor secretary. Why would Trump reward?
Okay, and so that makes.
Why would Trump reward the prosecutor that got Epstein off?
But my question is
why would Trump reward the prosecutor that got Epstein off?
Pedophile. And I don't even know if that's accurate what you're saying. I don't know if
all the other evidence I just presented that he admitted I'm good friends with Jeffrey Epstein and we both like young women, that he was in his contact book 8 times. I'm sure he said that, man. I'm sure he said that.
He did it. It's not like he just said it. He actually did it.
I'm sure.
He did, babe.
Okay.
He cut off his contact with Jeffrey Epstein once he figured it out.
I don't know that they could have had they could have had a falling out over many things. Trump is very petty.
Okay, so now no. It was a very specific effort after Trump figured out that what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. Okay.
Brother, where there's smoke, there's like
resort, and he cut off contact with him. Trump is not a pedophile.
I mean, he said that. Okay, then why the lawsuits? Why did he say that him and Epstein both?
Tell me, where did Trump say, quote, I am a pedophile?
He said, Jeffrey Epstein and I are good friends, and we both like young women. There were 2 lawsuits filed against him.
Sir, find your source.
I mean, I can't say it definitively, but goddamn, man, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, and quacks like a duck.
Yeah, and it's funny because I said the same thing about LA, but it's
Yeah, but I presented you the statistics.
If it's obviously violent, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're.
How is it obviously violent? What does obviously violent mean?
You just admitted. You said, "Oh, there's like cop chases coming out of there every day."
Yeah, and I explained to you like
there's obviously stuff going on there.
Yes, they have a very large population. Do you understand population?
Yes, I understand population.
Do you understand that like 30 million people in a city?
Yes,
is going to have more crime than a city with 500,000 people.
Violent.
Well, I told you it's not that violent. I showed you the homicide rate.
Yeah, and you didn't bring up your methodology.
It's not my methodology. It's the FBI.
You brought up the homicide rate. I think you just brought up the list. I think you just brought up the list of how they, laid out like the 10 most dangerous cities or whatever.
Yes, by homicide rate.
Is what classifies something as dangerous,
The homicide rate.
What's their what is their methodology? How do they,
It's the FBI, man. They're taking the data that they get reported to them from police stations.
A source, but you don't know what their method. Like, for example, we can talk about this to be a better.
Then how can I accept anything? Then how are you saying that LA is dangerous? If I am giving you statistics, and you're saying, well, LA is dangerous, what are you basing that on?
And you can't describe where the methodology. You got the statistics, but look. We're going around.
You keep saying describe methodology, but that's on the FBI website.
Whenever you look at a poll, if there was a poll that said Trump was up 70-30 right now, would you not question the methodology? And I could say, no, it's from this source. I swear they're credible. But unless you break the methodology, that poll has no saying.
Brother, a poll is different than the FBI crime statistics.
And what is your basis for that? Have you looked at the methodology of the FBI crime?
Brother, I'm not a like statistics researcher.
There you go. Okay.
Well, in that case, we can't trust anything.
Lay out your second reason. Go ahead. And
lay out your brother, do you not see what you're like? Hey, you were saying that we can't trust. Hey, do not talk over me like that.
Hey, old man.
Hey, dipshit.
Hey,
don't talk over me like that.
Lay out your second point,
brother. Don't. You do not dictate this. I am not done.
Either.
You clearly will not accept facts.
Go ahead and finish your very important point that nobody cares about, please.
You're the one that brought it up, man. Like, what the fuck? So, basically, you're saying that LA is dangerous based on your feels. I'm telling you it's not dangerous based on what what happens? Is that what you're saying? Do you know what an anecdotal fallacy is?
Yes, I know the anecdotal.
That's what you're doing then.
You provide
Oh, I see news stories.
Technology until you provide me.
Go to the FBI website. It has it, man. Why?
And like I said, send me the link, and we can look it up afterwards.
And what is your qualifications to question the methodology of the FBI on crime statistics?
What is my qualifications? I don't know, because the fucking government lies all the time. What are you talking about? Okay, would you agree that the government lies all the time, or do you think that they tell the truth all the time?
That's a broad state. I can't answer that. Like
overall, do you think that the government?
Who is the government? Like, you know, like the government is multiple people.
Congress lies. Do you think that the president?
I think individual Congress people lie all the fucking time.
Okay, and you don't think that, you know, the bureaucracies that profit off the government are going to lie too?
See, this is a hasty generalization fallacy, man. This is my problem with right-wingers.
Dude.
Your entire debate tactic is to be rhetorically dishonest.
Lied? You don't think the CIA has ever lied? You think they just tell the truth all the time?
Oh no, I totally think they lie, but we have to take each claim individually.
Okay. Are you doing that though?
Yeah.
Okay, give me
literally every fucking night here on the stream, man.
Please give me an example. Give me an example of where you've went through every single thing that the FBI has said, and you can verify that they are overall telling the truth.
That's a weird thing to ask for me. I don't.
Well, you said you said that you should look at every claim individually. So.
Well, I mean, I evaluate claims as they come. Like what? I mean, let's take the Hunter Biden laptop.
Because you didn't know the methodology of the.
Holy shit, dude! Are you a dumb fuck? I didn't know the methodology of the FBI. They're normalizing the statistics as per capita based on the information they're receiving from police organizations. Are you dumb?
I'm asking you a simple question.
You're saying that because the facts prove you wrong, you can't accept it.
Hey, Mr. Old Man, can we please get on to the next point? Listen.
What's your point? Why should I vote for Trump?
Well, because I think that whenever you look at the last Trump administration, I think that he was very effective in, you know, multiple different scenes. Whenever it comes to economics, or whenever it comes to, you know, at least somewhat bringing down the level of illegal immigration.
Let's take economics.
Excuse me.
Hey, ho! Remember I said the thing about gish galloping? Economics.
Sir, I'm not finished.
Hey, dipshit. Give me one metric that you want to measure the economy by.
My platform. Let me lay out my platform, and then I'll let you.
I didn't say lay out your platform. I said give me a point.
I was talking about economics. I was talking about illegal immigration, and before I was rudely cut off, I was going to talk about how, you know, Trump just overall. I mean, you look at the promises that he made throughout his campaign, and overall, you know, I think that those were kept. You know, as with Kamala. You know, it's like she's talking about, oh, well, you know, we're gonna fix all this stuff whenever I'm in office. But yet she's in office right now with Joe, and they've not done jack shit. So I think that it's an obvious choice. I don't think that it's a hard choice. And I think that, quite frankly, anybody who votes for Kamala should have an IQ test.
Okay, economics. Give me one metric that you can measure by that the country's doing worse.
What are you talking about? Like
unemployment rate, stock market.
Are you talking about
metric
like under Trump, or are you talking about like under this?
Give me one metric that we want to measure.
Okay, well, I would say that.
Do you think Trump did better than Biden?
I would say that prices overall, like how people live, you know, like the prices of groceries is a pretty good metric. You know, how expensive things are getting.
Okay, fair.
It just gives you, you know, general state of the world.
I would make 2 points to that. One, prices have been going up the entire time I've been alive. And two, inflation hit the entire world, and the U.S. actually did pretty good about dealing with it. No, seriously, we were in the middle of the pack. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Go ahead and
explain that. Go ahead and explain that for my viewers, and also I'd like.
Germany had a higher rate of inflation. UK had a higher rate of inflation.
Okay, and
we were in the middle of the pack. Japan had like the lowest rate of inflation.
Okay, so you think that overall Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did a good job of dealing with it when they were constantly passing bills to send more money to foreign countries?
It is back down to the level.
You truly don't believe that Trump would have, you know, done a better job with the economy? You don't think that Trump will do?
Don't crash the economy.
Oh, okay, yeah, it definitely didn't have anything to do with a worldwide virus. Yeah, it definitely.
By every metric, we are doing better today. The stock market record highs. Unemployment, record lows. You're laughing, but it's true, brother.
Yep. Go tell that to your average Joe. Go tell that to your average Joe on the street who is like starving.
Wages for millennials and under have been skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Certain people in the economy have not felt it the same. My wages have gone fucking straight the fuck up.
Yeah, mine have too, man. And guess what? Shit's crazy expensive right now. I don't know if you've looked outside. I don't know if you've been to the gas station, but yeah, it's not nice. It's not fun.
I mean, gas is about what it's usually been my entire fucking adult life.
Really? Because under Trump,
yeah, around 350 is what it usually floats around. Lowest gas, the lowest gas price of my life was Obama in February of 2016. The national average was 122. The highest was like after Hurricane Katrina in 2006 under Bush, and it reached like 390 or 410 national average.
Well, I do agree that Bush was a terrible president.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. I don't like a lot of these older conservatives. I don't like, and maybe that's where we can find some common ground on. I don't like the establishment. Whatever party.
You don't like the establishment, but like the billionaire businessman is the dude you're voting for.
Yeah, because
in the Republican Party.
And obviously, I've had my criticism of Trump recently, right? I don't like that he's, taking a lot more money than he used to. Okay, in 2016, he did run on the platform that was like, hey, we're not going to take a lot of donor money. And now he's starting to take some of it, and I get you have to win.
I mean, he picked J.D. Vance to have Peter Thiel finance his campaign because he broke.
I don't like J.D. Vance either. Yeah, I don't like J.D. Vance. I think a lot of the stuff that Trump is doing right now is dumb, but I still think that he's a better option overall than Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Once again, unemployment lower than what it was. The stock market higher than what it was. GDP growth back up. Inflation.
Source.
Look it up, brother.
Second of all, have you lived? Like, have you walked outside and just like noticed how?
Once again, your feels. You watch right-wing media all the time.
This is not feels.
You're telling me to walk outside and observe. It's your feels, yeah. I'm trying to come at you with data.
Statistics, but I don't have the statistics.
You don't have statistics? No, you don't, brother.
I don't have them pulled up right now. So
they weren't in your favor.
I don't know what you expect me to do. I mean, I can give you.
But wouldn't you know this beforehand? If you're talking about how good Trump is and the economy is your top point, wouldn't you already know that?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I don't, memorize URL links. I don't memorize.
I'm not asking you to, but wouldn't you know that unemployment is at? Did you know that crime is at like historical lows in this country right now?
Okay, well, you'd have to show me a source for that too, because that's bullshit.
Type it in right now, brother. Look it up.
Well, go ahead and send me a link. Send me a link, and we can look over your exact thing.
Brother,
we can look.
You can lead a horse to water, man. And like, I'm not opposed to citing my source, but like,
go ahead.
All you have to do, crime historical lows, and there will be like a million stories about it.
More than happy to look at them. Okay, then just do Google News. Send me a Google News. Get on Google News.
So if you didn't know this, how are you making an informed decision about who you're voting for?
I do know this stuff. I'm saying
you don't.
I don't have the exact sources on me right now to pull up on the screen and say, hey, here we go. If this would have been a formal debate, which, I tried to do, and I tried to get...
No, you tried to get Pentuple, one of the dumbest fucks I've ever met, to come in here and be a biased moderator.
He would not have been biased, bro.
He's one of the dumbest fucking people I have ever met in my life, and he's on your side. How am I retarded, brother?
Dude, look at you.
You're up here like, I can't trust the FBI about statistics, but I feel like LA's dangerous. I feel like things are worse out here, and you haven't brought shit to the table.
Yeah, and you're the one who's blindly trusting the FBI. Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
Blindly trusting the FBI? What is the FBI if not to be able to parse the crime statistics?
It is a government organization, dude. They have political...
Why would they... Why... Okay,
I'm not saying that everything the FBI puts out is fake. I'm not saying everything they do is fake news, but what I am saying is that you have to be skeptical of these organizations.
I'm pretty sure crime statistics is the thing you can trust them on. If we're talking about their involvement in the assassination of Martin Luther King, you can't trust them. But if you're talking about crime statistics, pretty sure you can. Are you pro-police?
Yeah.
You back the blue?
Of course I'm. Yes, all right, back to blue. Well, honestly, that really depends. You know, during COVID, that I was not a fan of that. I was not a fan of, you know, them locking everybody in their houses. So I kind of gave up on the whole.
You were never locked in your house, man. Like, you guys make shit up.
Dude,
Nobody was ever locked in their house.
April 2020, and I'll give you a story real quick. April 2020, we were going out as a family.
An anecdote.
Dad. We were going to. Okay, so yeah, so my experience just doesn't matter. So what I experienced
One, I can't prove if it's true, if it actually happened.
Park by my house, and we tried to go walk, and there was a state officer.
Was the park closed?
I live in Tennessee.
Was the park closed?
Due to COVID.
Was the park closed?
Here, we are shutting the park down.
Yes, the park was closed, but that didn't mean you couldn't go outside.
Because of COVID.
Okay.
Do anything, bro.
That didn't.
Where you went.
The park was closed, brother. I had a forest behind my house. Went out into it all the time.
Form of locking you in your house. Whenever we say
Because the park was closed.
Whenever we say we're locked in our houses, that's not a formal declaration of, oh, the government came and twisted a fucking lock on our door. No, that's not what we're saying.
Oh, so you're being hyperbolic for the purpose of doing an emotive argument?
No, that's not at
No,
all.
that's exactly what you're doing.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it is.
All we're doing, we were being, look, here's what we were doing. We're using an expression to describe what was going on.
That evokes an emotion. I was locked in my house. No, you weren't. That was fundamentally
trying to evoke
untrue.
emotion.
Yes, you are.
We're telling you what happened. What are you supposed to do? I mean, okay, I guess you could go like what? Sit out in your lawn and just during COVID? Like what do you want to do?
Why not? Go walk around on the sidewalk.
Okay. Let me guess, you like to wear the mask in the store too?
Why wouldn't you? Masks are effective, man. Like, do you like contracting long COVID?
You realize that your guy Fauci just came out recently and said that masks probably did not work. And
that's
also,
not true.
Let me guess, are you quadruple vaxxed? How many vaccines have you had?
Several. Like, they work.
Yeah, well, he also came out and said that they.
No, he didn't. You're full of shit, brother.
Yes, he did.
Okay,
well, I can provide you with those.
No, you can't, because it never happened.
Oh, I can. And
no, you can't.
Your sources, I'll send you mine. But for the people at home, do me a favor. Look up everything we've talked about and see
that this dumb fuck is full of shit.
Okay, so just tell people at home just to believe you or me. Don't act.
No, I want them to look it up and see that you are a fucking idiot.
Okay.
Masks are effective.
Go see all
the vaccine is effective.
All the articles and all the headlines supporting my point of view. So, okay. Whatever.
No, all the articles and headlines supporting your point of view are right-wing propaganda, and you suffer from confirmation bias.
I just cited to you, Dr. Tony.
Dr. Fauci did not say what you said he said. You've listened to some dumb fuck right-wing grifter on YouTube tell you what they said Dr. Fauci said, and they are lying to you. Okay. And you believed it because you are prone to believe things that confirm your worldview. You have no critical thinking skills.
Based? Anyways.
Not having critical thinking skills is based. This is why I call right-wingers fucking morons.
Base? Anyways. Yeah, so like I said, I would just encourage the viewers, and I'm sure Justin doesn't feel the same way because he would get utterly embarrassed if people actually.
I encourage you to look up everything we have talked about and question the source you get. Don't get it from like the Daily Wire or some right-wing propaganda site. Go find an actual source. If something is telling you that Anthony Fauci said something, go look up and see what he actually said and make your own decision.
I agree.
Don't listen to what Dan Bongino or Brett Weinstein has told you to fucking think, because that's what right-wingers do.
And don't ever look up, independent journalists. Don't ever look up, somebody, independent journalists, independent researchers, right? Don't ever look that up.
But how can you verify an independent researcher? Because some dude is on Substack and says that because Dr. Robert Malone is on Substack, you take him as validity.
FBI.gov. Only trust the CIA. Only trust.
This is called a straw man argument. This dude is incredibly dishonest.
They say they tell the truth all the time. Why would they not?
I never said that.
Why would they not? Why would they not tell?
Why would we not trust the FBI about crime statistics? What reason do they have to lie?
I just told you because it's politically motivated, but
politically motivated. Like every head of the FBI has been a Republican. Chris Wray was appointed by Donald Trump, and you're going to tell me they're biased in favor of Biden? Come the fuck on.
Hey, if we could, go ahead and get on with this conversation / debate.
What else you want to talk about, brother? Because like you're really bombing here.
Give me your third point. Give me your third point on why you think Kamala is just so great.
Third point on what? Like, brother, I just, like, she's not Trump. She's not all that great, but she ain't fucking Trump.
So vote for her because she's not Trump. So please give me.
You had two options.
Policies. Give me specific policies that she's running on that, you know, you think that you would agree with.
25 grand homeowner credit for first-time buyers. Boom. That's right up my alley, because look who's looking to buy his first home.
Okay, and do you just expect her to go through with that? You think that she is telling the truth whenever she lays out these policies?
Do you think Trump's telling the truth? Well, I mean, he's going to totally try to deport people and give a tax break to rich people. But other than that, Trump ain't fucking going to do shit for you.
Well, I hope that he deports a lot of people. We need him out of here. We don't
Why?
need a lot of immigrants.
Why?
That's
absurd.
I'm actually illegal. I'm actually anti any immigration for at least 10 years. I think there should be an immigration moratorium, right? I think it needs to stop. It needs to quit for about 10 years.
Hey, Drew.
And then we can
If you
start letting people.
If you wanted to be like Andrew Tate and move to Romania, you should be able to, right? Because you're a free person.
Yeah, well, I think that
the government stopping the free movement of people was fascist, right?
I think that all Western nations are unbelievably cooked right now, and so quite frankly, like if I had the choice,
based on what?
I would probably prefer to live in Russia.
Go to Russia, please. Put your money where your mouth is. Go to fucking Russia, you dumb fuck. Please move to Russia right fucking now. Do it.
They don't believe in whatever a trans kid is, right? They don't believe in trans.
Do it. Move to Russia, you dumb fuck. Go find out. There is a story about some dumb fuck right wingers that moved to Russia, and they are coming back to the United States as fast as they fucking can. Because their utopia isn't the utopia. They fucking are, brother. Go put some privileged little dumb fuck white kid sitting in his parents' fucking room talking about how much better Russia is.
Don't racially profile me. Oh my god, you're so fucking racist.
Move to Russia, brother. Do it.
Dude. Oh. Why'd you bring up my race? You call me a white guy.
You look so fucking stupid.
Dude. Yeah, I'm sure they're running from the...
You got anything else, brother? Nobody wants to live in Russia. It's an authoritarian hellhole. That's why we want to stop the MAGAs from making us like Russia.
Not an authoritarian hellhole over here. Okay, we're definitely not turning into that. Okay, give me a fucking break.
Well, we are, but it's because of dipshits like you that suck off the cops.
It is not because of us, bro. I can promise you that. The reason why we are losing our freedoms daily is because of Democrats and leftist leadership. I can promise you.
Well, there's no leftists in leadership. The Democrats are a right-wing party.
What do you describe this? Do you think that, allowing people to kill their babies, do you consider that freedom?
Baby has been born. Nobody is killing their babies. If you find somebody killing their baby, report them to the cops.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If I hit a pregnant lady with my car, am I going to get charged with 1 count of homicide or 2 counts of homicide?
That depends on the prosecutor's discretion. But why would that be a thing? Why would that matter to the abortion debate?
Because when
Hey, what does the Bible have to say about abortion?
You don't consider... What I'm saying here is you don't consider, a baby that is in a mother's stomach. You don't consider that a baby. It's just
that's a fetus. By literal definition, it's a fetus.
Not a baby. But it's not a baby. So
a baby has been born.
It
is a human life. It has no rights.
Okay. Why not?
Because it hasn't been born. It's not a citizen yet.
And what is your morality based on? Like what is your morality? What is your moral compass?
Here, let me describe the abortion issue for you. You cannot convince me that it is better for a child to have not been born than to have been born in adverse circumstances. And there's no changing my mind on that. And that is a matter of morality, and morality is malleable. So the only just position is pro-choice. You fucking mind your own business.
Okay, so but if all morality is subjective and it's not
subjective.
Okay,
it is.
So if I kill somebody, and I think that's fine, then it's fine.
Well, no, we as a society have agreed that murder is wrong. The unlawful taking of a life is wrong.
I think that murder is good. Why? Who are you to stop me? Why?
You live in a society, brother.
Okay, but you're importing moral standards. You see the
But we have all agreed on the morality of murder being bad. That's very obvious on its face.
And what if I disagree? You said it's subjective.
You can disagree. You'll go to jail for it, brother.
Okay, but you didn't answer my question. It's still wrong, correct? If I murder somebody?
What does wrong mean? Wrong is a question of morality. Most people, yes, would consider it wrong. But there are many instances where you can take a life and people would consider it morally just. Self-defense and war. Like, have you ever taken a class on ethics, brother?
Yes, I have actually.
Have you? It doesn't seem like it.
Yes. And guess what? You know what my morality is based on? God. My morality is based on the Bible. My morality is based on the Catholic Church.
So you're going to vote for a guy that has broke almost all the 10 Commandments.
I have.
And you've got morality.
You
don't.
Morality.
You don't because you'll vote for Donald Trump. He's broken almost all of the 10 Commandments.
Hey, I thought you said it was subjective. I thought you said that morality was subjective. Why
you have a literal set of 10 Commandments, and you're telling me it's subjective.
No, you're saying it's subjective. I'm saying it's objective. It is objective.
But yet you'll vote for a man that's broke all the 10 Commandments. Brother, they are telling me to hang up on you. You've lost your time. I appreciate you coming on, Drew Chandler. Plug yourself. Plug your channel.
He's running away.
No one's running away from you. You're just dumb.
Scurry away. Okay, I know you're scared. It's fine.
No, the chat redeem their points and cut you off. I've got to go and do the news now.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it's the chat. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
All right, okay.
Brother, try to cope. You looked so fucking dumb during this.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sure. All right.
You did. Plug yourself. Tell everybody who you are.
Bye-bye. Oh, I'm Drew Chandler. Go follow me for actual news. Don't go follow this retard. Come over to my channel. You know, get red-pilled, get informed. If you
watch this and you think you're gonna get your news from this guy, you are dumber than he is, and that's why you're a Trump supporter.
You'll probably lose brain cells, I'm not gonna lie, and you might become mentally retarded. So what I would say is actually go work out, you know, get right with God. Most importantly, and that's the most important thing, is find God.
Hey man, one more thing I want to talk to you about, since you keep bringing up the God thing. How many passages are there about giving all your money to the poor? Jesus said to be perfect, give all your money to the poor and follow him. But yet you follow a dude that claims to be a billionaire. What does it say about a rich man and the getting into heaven?
Well, first of all, those are passages taken out of context, okay?
They're not out of context.
Money inherently is not a bad thing, okay? Having money inherently is not a bad thing. But
the love of money is, and Donald Trump embodies the love of money.
And no man is perfect, and no man is perfect.
Embodies the love of money.
But here's the point, is which candidate is going to import Christian moral values into society? And that's obviously Donald Trump, you know.
Harris and Biden, clearly.
Well, actually,
brother, how is he going to import Christian values when he has broke all the 10 Commandments?
The Party of Democracy just decided they didn't like Biden anymore, so they just
go watch my debate with Pentuple and I break down that argument. Drew, thank you for coming on, brother.
And you got fucking smacked.
You think I got smacked? Holy shit! You guys live in a fantasy world. Yeah, goodbye, Drew.
You got smacked up one side, down the other, on your booty cheeks, bro. You got smacked everywhere.
Everybody, go watch that debate. It is clear who got smacked.
Bro, please go watch the debate. I beg you guys. So,
boy, you are delusional. Have a good one, Drew.
Bye. Bye.
Well, that was something. Let me say hey to everybody that stuck in. Ducky, Snicks, Cosmic Fox. Ooh. Oregon Gal. Holiday, Fomagina, Shelly. Anonymously. I'm not high enough. Thread. Strobama. Strobama? Welcome in, my friend. Glad to have you here. Socialist Aunt. M-Lord. I don't remember if I told you hey earlier. Glad to see everyone. Always a fantastic group. Rush Limbaugh finally died. Always a pleasure. Clinically. I got your news for you right here. Socialist Aunt, if I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. I'm so glad to have everybody here. Let's find out what that news be doing. Holy shit. I'm going to go ahead. I'll hit the commercial break for people on Twitch so we can get that out of the way. Fuzzy Simba. Oh, just went. I didn't even have to hit it. It did it automatically. Incel indeed. That was an incel. Had nice hair though. Yeah, I think you can tell that he was floundering by his reactions, right? I feel like I'm off center. That Pentuple guy has muted me on Twitter, has blocked me on Twitch. But hey, he destroyed me. Cause you know, when you're confident in your W, he was just on Twitter. I took him to task on Twitter about something. Oh my God, we got so much news. We're gonna be on here so late. I hope you guys wanted a super jam-packed Super Sunday show after the DNC. He kept trying to make fun of my views, and I'm like, bro, you realize you're a lot smaller than I am, right? But once again, delusional. They love to do it. It makes me cringe. Cosmic Fox, did you know what the first story tonight was going to be? Did you already know what I got pulled up over here? And he is a groiper. He is a Fuentes fan. I've seen him retweet Fuentes. So you guys called it. Best thing about him was the hair. He had really nice hair. I will give him that. Torchy says, clearly a groiper. About another 30 seconds in the ad break. Have I changed? I know we got a lot of new people here, but for people that have been here a while, my ride or dies, am I handling these encounters a lot better? Like, because I used to yell a lot, and I feel like I don't even yell anymore. I feel like I'm really calm and shit. I almost kind of feel like Neo. But then again, when I did the Destiny with the big debate panel, I probably needed to be more like my old self that's more animated and yelling. My calmness kind of worked against me in that instance. By the way, I ran into a guy in a Facebook political group I was arguing in. And just out of the blue, he said something about go make some rockets from cookies. And I'm like, the fuck? And it turns out this dude is a YouTuber. He's about twice as big as me. I think he had about 14,000 subs. And he made a video about the Destiny debate. And I watched about the first minute of it. We might watch it tomorrow in preparation. I think he's coming on Wednesday or Thursday. So he's going to be on the show this week. Drew is watching me and screaming in anger. Hey, Drew, if you're watching me, just remember, right-wingers are fucking morons. Even Rush, before he died, knew it.
As a conservative, it's getting harder and harder to not look like a kook.
Rudy, what do you think?
Do you think we're stupid? You think we're fools?
Yes, we think you're stupid. We think you're fools. And Drew came on here and he got a rhetorical titty slap.
A titty slap!
Come on now.
All right, one more for you if you're still watching me, Drew. One more, because I want to give your... I don't want to just mock your chat. I want to leave them with some sage advice.
Life is too short to walk this earth for a crusty asshole. Wash your ass.
All right, let's find out what that news be doing. Everybody back from commercial break. Cosmic Fox spoiling the first news story of the night. Israel saying it has preemptively attacked Hezbollah as Hezbollah was getting ready to strike in retaliation for Israel's attack. Abattoir. Good evening.
Israel's attack on Hezbollah began before dawn, and that it involved 100 fighter jets hitting more than 40 targets. Prompted by intelligence that rocket launchers were timed to fire at Israel at 5 a.m.
We're operating in self-defense from Hezbollah and any other enemy that joins in their attacks against us. And we are ready to do everything we need.
Mitochondria, the captions are in what, if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, turn on your captions from Twitch or YouTube. I have a program set to do the captions so that you see what I say and what's on the video.
To defend the people of Israel.
Hezbollah countered that it had fired more than 320 rockets at 11 Israeli military sites, portraying this strike as a success. One Israeli soldier was killed aboard his patrol boat after an Israeli missile hit an incoming Hezbollah drone. This house in the Israeli north was badly damaged, but Hezbollah's leader said this afternoon that his main target was a military intelligence base close to...
You were looking at me funny, so I knocked you the fuck out. It was self-defense. Mox, good evening.
Tel Aviv.
Our military operation was completed as planned with precision. We will assess the impact of today's operation. If the results are not sufficient, we will respond another time.
Israel's Prime Minister said thousands of Hezbollah rockets were destroyed before takeoff, and that all their drones were intercepted. Yet he suggested that further military action was inevitable until the Hezbollah threat was removed.
3 weeks ago we eliminated their chief of staff, and today we foiled their attack plan. Nasrallah in Beirut and Khamenei in Tehran should know this is another step on the path to returning our residents safely to their homes. I repeat, this is not the end of the story.
Israeli passenger flights were either diverted or delayed, but by 7 a.m. this morning the country's main airport had reopened. Across the border in Lebanon, it was a day at the beach, despite the aftermath of explosions in the background.
Well, that's wild.
Israel's foreign minister said his country was not seeking full-scale war, and Israel's military supremacy seems to have prevented that from breaking out today.
No, I think Iran and Lebanon's fucking restraint is preventing a all-out World War III from breaking out. Because it seems like Israel is doing... And man, it was Brandon Sutton on Majority Report the other day. And like he said it and it clicked for me and it's like I didn't even realize that. That makes perfect sense. Israel is doing everything it can to draw the U.S. into this war. Israel wants the U.S. in this war so that we will help them cover up their crimes. That we'll be able to veto it in the UN. And holy shit, we might actually take the bait.
The USS Abraham Lincoln has now arrived in the region.
I encourage milk and cookies.
Direct conflict with America has apparently deterred the Iranians. But not Hezbollah, though they too are now looking much weaker than their rhetoric suggests. Israel's Iron Dome defences clearly did their job, and though Hezbollah calls this only the first stage, Iran's so-called axis of resistance has failed to deliver the kind of blow which many Israelis feared.
Well, earlier I spoke to former Israeli Army intelligence officer Sarit Zehavi from the Alma Research and Education Center, which focuses on security issues on Israel's northern border. I asked her first if she thought a wider conflict was now more or less likely.
More.
Truly, I don't know if it's more or less likely. All I can say is that it looks like the rationale of Hezbollah is to continue this war of attrition while we have in Israel 43 empty ghost towns, empty communities that were evacuated at the beginning of the war. This is a strategic advantage for Hezbollah achievement, and they want to preserve it even with the cost of war. They are willing to take the risk. Israel on its side wants to bring the people back to their homes, but safely.
In the last hour, the Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah has been speaking. He has been saying that they did not target civilian areas within Israel. Doesn't that signal that Hezbollah do not want a wider conflict and a wider war?
This is a complete lie. I am awake since 4:30 a.m. today, first from the IDF attacks and then by Hezbollah. We ran to the shelter. All the people of the Galilee ran to the shelters today. Hezbollah is using inaccurate weapons and then saying that it targeted military bases, and that way it is putting at risk all Israelis that are living up north.
Well, Hezbollah were responding, they say, to the assassination of their commander, Fuad Shukr. How on earth then does Israel carrying out that assassination make Israelis more safe if this is the response?
First, I agree. It doesn't make Israelis more safe just to kill senior commanders of Hezbollah. But eliminating capabilities of Hezbollah will make Israelis more safe.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said this is not the end of the story in terms of Israel's response to Hezbollah. What is the end of the story?
No, I want to clarify. It's not the end of the story, not in terms of the Israeli response. It's not the end of the story in terms of the question of how do we bring our people back to their homes, living next to the border.
Don't you think that there's no resolution to the situation in the north of Israel, between Israel and Hezbollah, until there is a ceasefire in Gaza?
I think it has nothing to do with the ceasefire in Gaza. I will surprise you, and I'll tell you why. Because even if there will be a ceasefire in Gaza, that will be followed by a ceasefire in the north. In this, I believe to Nasrallah. It doesn't mean that we will be able to live here safely. I want an effective mechanism that will make sure that Hezbollah is no longer in South Lebanon. I think this is a very simple demand for the people who are living here.
Why is that your place to make that demand?
Well, the realistic demand, the demand of eliminating Hamas and Hezbollah, it's just not going to happen, is it?
So what? We are doomed to live with the risk of the next massacre to our children? Do you?
What about the massacres that Israel is carrying out? Why do you have a right to live in peace, but everybody else doesn't?
This is acceptable. Would you live like that? I think international community and the state of Israel can work together, and we already did. We did that in mid-April.
Sarit Zehavi, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Okay, for the most part, that was a Channel 4 news report. For the most part, I thought it was pretty good, even with the Israeli lady, and I didn't disagree with her on a lot of what she said. But I mean, the idea that she has a right to tell Lebanon how to respond to Israel's belligerence is absurd. Especially when we are seeing tragedy after tragedy. Baby contracts Gaza's first case of polio in 25 years. A 10-month-old baby has been partially paralyzed after contracting polio in Gaza. United Nations officials have said, according to the UN, Gaza, now in its 11th month of war, has not being sieged. Not an 11th month of war, being under siege for 11 months. Has not registered a polio case in 25 years, although type 2 polio virus was detected in samples collected from the territory's wastewater in June. The head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus, said he is gravely concerned, and I'm sorry, I always fuck his name up, and confirmed that efforts are underway to roll out a vaccination program in the coming weeks. The 10-month-old, who was unvaccinated, is said to be in a stable condition after developing paralysis in one leg. I saw a tweet the other day, and I don't think I saved it, so I can't pull it up. And it was Robert Evans of Behind the Bastards tweeted it out. And it wasn't him. He was retweeting it and, added his own thoughts. If you have already been motivated to act on behalf of Gazans, it is not good to continuously subject yourself to the horrors of the video and the pictures and the stories of violence coming out. You are already animated to act. Take care of your own mental health. And you can expand that to not just Gaza, but beyond, to just news in general, and especially a show like mine. If you need to take mental health breaks from being from watching the Troll Patrol, please do it. We cover horrendous news almost every day. I myself had to take a little break from it after doing it for years. So take care of your mental health. There's no reason to subject yourself for it. Let's bring it back to, and that's not the last of the foreign affairs news. We got all kinds of shit. We got stabbings, terrorist attacks. But I put all that shit with the crime stories for the night. Speaking of stories that are bad for your mental health, I just thought that the siege on Gaza and the conflict between Hezbollah and the IDF was the most pertinent story tonight. We're now going to turn back to U.S. electoral politics. J.D. Vance was on Meet the Press this morning, apparently saying that he is not in favor of a federal abortion ban.
Democrats made the case this week and beyond this week that Donald Trump, if elected, will impose a federal ban on abortion if he wins. Now, Donald Trump says he won't, but can you commit, Senator, sitting right here with me today, that if you and Donald Trump are elected, that you will not impose a federal ban on abortion?
I can absolutely commit that, Kristen, and Donald Trump has been as clear about that as possible. I think it's important to step back and say, what has Donald Trump actually said on the abortion question, and how is it different from what Kamala Harris and the Democrats have said? Donald Trump wants to end this culture war over this particular topic. If Kamala...
Bro, do you think we just fell out of a coconut tree?
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
We know what Republicans have said about abortion.
Excuse me, if California wants to have a different abortion policy from Ohio, then Ohio has to respect California and California has to respect Ohio. Donald Trump's view is that we want the individual states and their individual cultures and their unique political sensibilities to make these decisions because we don't want to have a nonstop federal conflict.
Because we want to have 12-year-old rape victims in Ohio be forced to carry their child to term. That's what you want, you fucking ghoul.
For this issue, the federal government ought to be focused on getting food prices down and getting housing prices down. Issues, of course, where Kamala Harris has been a total disaster. So
they proposed price caps.
To focus on these big economic and immigration questions. Let the states figure out their own abortion policy.
Let me just follow up with you a little bit on that point, because I've been talking to Republicans, including Senator Lindsey Graham just last week, who've made it very clear that if Donald Trump is elected, if you are elected, they will continue to press this point. Senator Graham said to me, I'm going to keep saying that there should be a federal ban. If such a piece of legislation landed on Donald Trump's desk, would he veto it?
Well, I think it'd be very clear he would not support it. I mean, he
But would
said
he
that
veto
explicitly.
it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not supporting it as the president of the United States, you
So
fundamentally
he
have
would
to veto it.
veto a federal abortion ban.
I think he would. He said that explicitly that he would.
Thanks for watching.
Shut up, Lester.
Breaking news.
The whole idea of let the states deal with abortion really sounds a lot like what they used to say about slavery, about segregation. Is it not the exact same goddamn argument? And that's why they say, if you don't know history, it's doomed to repeat itself. I'm also going to say that I like Kirsten. It's Kirsten, not Kristen, right? It's Kirsten. I like her better than Tim Russert. No, not Tim Russert. I love Tim Russert. Tim Russert was good. What was the dude? Who was the dude that just had it? Chuck Todd. There we go. Thank you, Mox. Fuck yeah. She's better than Chuck Todd. Tim Russert was good. Better than Chuck Todd. RFK was on Fox News Sunday, apparently talking about his meetings with both Harris and Biden. Harris and Trump.
Kennedy Jr., welcome to Fox News Sunday.
Shannon, thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's get this out of the way up front. You and President Trump not always fans of each other. He posted on social media earlier this year, he's one of the most liberal lunatics ever to run for office. A phony radical left fool whose poll numbers are terrible and getting worse. Then he said just a couple of weeks ago this, in a recent text exchange, Kennedy told one person that Trump was a terrible human being, the worst president ever and barely human. He is probably a sociopath. Now, I haven't read your text, so you can speak to that, but how did you get from that position to Friday night?
Well, you know, it became clear to me that I did not have a path to victory. 16 months of censorship, of not being able to get on any network, really.
And Trump would take your phone call, unlike Harris.
I had, in fact, when...
Oh, shit, Torchy, that's exactly what it is. I was like, this is good journalism from Fox here. No, this is him having to come down and bow down, isn't it? This is him having to have the knife twisted in him. Holy shit. I was like, I am surprised at Fox coming at this like this. No, this is him having to come in and grovel. Oh, Jesus.
Ross Perot ran. In the 10 months that he ran, he had 34 appearances on the networks. I had 2 appearances in 16 months. So I was blocked out.
Ritual humiliation.
I had no path to victory. President Trump had been reaching out to me. And I talked to him a few hours after the assassination attempt, and we had a long conversation by phone. I then had 2 extensive meetings, and there were issues, the broad issues that were most important to me, the ones that brought me into the campaign, which was ending the Ukraine war, ending the censorship, and protecting children's health. We're all reforming our food supply, all the things that we need to do to make our children healthy again. Those are all things that President Trump also wanted to work on. And he invited me to form a unity government. We agreed that we'd be able to continue to criticize each other on issues on which...
He said form a unity government. I don't think he's going to give you a cabinet position, sir. They floated you being head of the CIA, which I kind of find funny. Like, that would tickle me. If there was a Trump administration, I kind of would like to see that. That's just, it's hilarious.
We don't agree. But these issues are so important in their way of unifying our country. We need...
He wants health and human services.
We love our children more than we hate each other.
It's a good unifying theme that I think a lot of people could get around. It's how we get there. That's always the devil is in the details. Have you all negotiated over or talked about a cabinet position, another position within a Trump government in exchange for your endorsement?
No, there's been no commitments. But I met with President Trump, with his family, with his closer advisors, and we just made a general commitment that we were going to work together.
What about the states where you're trying to get off of a number of swing state ballots to say, I'm going to stay on a number of state ballots, but in these swing states, I'm going to try to withdraw myself and ask my supporters, or at least you're telling them, think about supporting President Trump. Did you negotiate over which states you would try to withdraw from?
Yeah, I mean, we all knew which states they were. There basically is 10 swing states where my presence in the race would have helped Vice President Harris and would have harmed President Trump. So I'm going to get off the...
For those unaware, 538 removed Kennedy from their polling. Both candidates gained a little, Trump slightly more, but it changed nothing. Changed nothing. It was like half of a percentage point more that Trump got a bounce from of it.
The ballot in those states, and then we're going to stay on the ballot in 30 states. And I'm encouraging people to vote for me in those states. Those are states where the votes, they're either all red or all blue states, where their votes are not going to change the outcome of the race. But in the states where I would have been a spoiler, I'm going to get out. So it's about 10 states.
Okay, so there were reports a couple weeks ago citing
Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin.
Outreach to the Harris camp as well to possibly discuss you working within the Harris
probably Nebraska
in exchange for an endorsement of her. Is that true? And what happened with that?
I reached out to them on the same basis that I reached out to President Trump, and we actually talked to other presidential candidates, including Chase Oliver and the Libertarian Party, about figuring out ways that we could end the polarization and the hatred and the vitriol, start talking about issues. And I was welcome to...
The gravelly voice is groveling.
The Democrats that they were going to do something about the war, about the Ukraine war, about the censorship, about the child health crisis, this epidemic.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I don't think I can watch the rest of this.
Chronic disease that is now...
Everybody agreed to cut them off.
...% of our kids. And when my uncle...
Shut up, Bobby. I am amazed that right-wingers are acting like RFK is some kind of a death knell for the Democrats. I get a lot more griefers and trolls, I assume, than you guys do while you're just existing online. I get people just coming at me just saying the dumbest shit, right? Also, I provoke it. But I'm kind of a target for right-wingers. I've had so many of them be like, aha, the Democrats are cooked now thanks to RFK. And I'm like, you think people give a shit about RFK? Harris wouldn't take his call because he's weird. They don't want to be associated with him. Mox, I don't want to say she hurt herself with the leftists or the possible leftists, but I mean, it's not like you guys weren't already, not amenable to her anyway. But for the normies, they probably loved her. There are people that loved her fucking acceptance speech. So it's been a mixed bag. We'll see how it works out. It's a strategy. I don't agree with it. I think you should placate the left, but her acceptance speech was not meant for us. That's about the best way I can put it. What the fuck? He said he smacked me in the debate. Hey, at least he posted it on Twitter. I'll give him that, okay? Because like, if he wants to say that beat me, then why is it that Pentuple didn't, post the fucking video anywhere? I've got the video up. I've made clips of it. Pentuple hasn't. He made a couple of clips of it. None of them have me in them. It's him responding to whoever else is in the Discord with us. It's not, and it's just him calling him angry. So he says I ran away scared mid-debate. No, you got the hang up, brother. You got people saying that you couldn't hang, and they wanted me to do the news. Trump giving a speech from, I believe this was Friday. Absolutely delusional, but hey, he was delusional while he was on the video with me too. Here's Trump at the border.
Everything, so many different stories they made up about Project 25. They've been told officially, legally, in every way that we have nothing to do with Project 25. They know it, but they bring it up anyway. They bring up every single thing that you can bring up. Every one of them was false. He brought them up. They made up everything.
140 people who work for Trump are involved with Project 2025. Here is the former head of Project 2025 on with Tim Pool, really acting like he's got some pull with Donald Trump.
The good news, maybe the campaign's letting him go back to the original Trump. I can't tell you how many MAGA people that I work with, really the hardcore, the most based, who are huge RFK Jr. fans, and they kind of always were kind of talking about it. But remember, RFK Jr. went and interviewed for a job in 2016 at Trump Tower. So, their relationship goes back.
This is Michael Cohen's brother?
Obviously there's a lot that doesn't, some of his positions aren't square with kind of America First, traditional America First, but certainly there's no one better, I think, in the entire country to take on the administrative state, particularly HHS. So you see in our movement so many medical freedom people. You count me right in with that group, and just the excitement to have somebody either of his caliber at HHS or CDC, FDA, or of course going to really clear house at the agency.
The pharmaceutical lobby is legit, like so powerful. They've got 1,800 lobbyists, I think, and there's only 5.
You are so stupid.
Congress, so it's like a 3-to-1 ratio. And
Sean fucked over here.
All lobbyists, or is that just the pharma lobby?
I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of, but there's a lot of pharmaceutical stuff, and every time I hear.
Wait a minute. Wait. There was a vagina inside of Tim Pool's compound? Other than Emma Vigeland? Are you serious? Like he's got a female that is on his side? This is amazing to me. Torchy, were you pointing out the t-shirt that the dude is holding up? Oh, they do have women on there. Interesting. Are you pointing out the t-shirt that this dude's holding up? I assume it's somebody that was killed. Oh. Well, I want to go back to this video that shows Trump at the border. When Ren and Stimpy suddenly does the super detailed, gross close-up. I've made fun of these dipshit right-wingers for living in Maryland and being upset about the border. Meanwhile, people on the border are upset. But for a whole different reason. They wish fucking campaigns would stop coming down to the border and politicians coming down here for photo ops.
Former President Donald Trump made a campaign stop along the U.S.-Mexico border to
Cochise County in southeast Arizona. In an effort to pull steam from Vice President Kamala Harris's appearance at the Democratic National Convention, Trump found a familiar backdrop.
Looked like he was sucking on a tailpipe lined with chalk.
We don't have a bill. We don't need a bill. Close the damn border. They closed the border.
The border has become the centerpiece of Trump's re-election campaign, and the wall itself, a symbol of what he plans to do with 4 more years in office.
Thank you, everybody.
As the wall becomes a repeat backdrop for politicians looking for exposure, some Arizonans are getting frustrated that the wall is nothing more than a convenient photo op.
They'll fly in here, they'll caravan to the border, get their picture, get back in their cars and leave. Very few of them have stayed more than an hour.
John Ladd is a 4th-generation Arizona rancher and outspoken proponent of strict border regulations. He plans on supporting Trump for a 3rd time in the upcoming election.
That's somewhat unusual to see a border patrol up here. This is Obama's 18-foot wall. Same design as Trump's 30-foot, but only 18. And then Trump put the razor wire on, concertina wire on. And it didn't work. Because we don't have
So Obama built your wall.
a ladder to cut it from the south side. Just another tool in the box that didn't work very good. And that all goes back to just not having enough agents.
Ladd has conducted multiple border visits for news crews and politicians over the last 30 years.
Some of the politicians that been on a border tour that promised that this is what they're going to do, and then they didn't do it. I finally figured these guys out.
Why is it some old white dude? Can't we get somebody that's a little swarthy and see what they think about the border that lives down there? Somebody who might have family on the other side, maybe?
They'll do whatever they got to do to get elected.
Sheriff David Hathaway patrols neighboring Santa Cruz County, which has the busiest port of entry among the 4 Arizona border counties, in the city of Nogales.
Lots of politicians come in here for the photo op. They go to that fence, they stand there, they get their picture taken. I was there, and I saw the tragedy. And they come to have a picture taken, and then they speak some sort of canned rhetoric that feeds into this crisis mentality about the border. I don't see anything except animosity coming from the idea of the symbolism of the wall, which to me is antithetical to freedom.
Yep.
For border.
Preach it, brother.
Unfortunately, politicians that
was not expecting this dude to be so fucking based.
Symbolism of the wall, which to me is antithetical to freedom.
He's a sheriff.
For border related. Unfortunately, politicians that want the Trump, Mexicans are bad dialogue, they go to Cochise County to kind of sensationalize the migrant issue.
Both men have grown up along the border and watched as this line between 2 countries grew from a strand of barbed wire to a monolithic fence. But they have very different opinions about what the government should be doing
sad.
with illegal immigration.
The immigration laws and policies, and Trump had a few new ones, but they haven't been enforced. With enough border patrol and enforcing our immigration laws and policies, they'd quit coming. If there's consequences for coming illegally, they'll quit.
I don't think this infrastructure benefits anybody in this country. Let's get a robust guest worker program to accommodate them as workers so
yes!
they contribute to our economy. Rather than demonizing them, I would say let's find a mechanism for them to come here and work.
Yes, so they can't be taken advantage of. Actually fix the problem. And it's just investing money. Take that money that you would spend on a wall and hire more immigration judges and lawyers, start a guest worker visa program, make it very robust. You will see the benefits to our economy instantly, and it's the more humane policy. Let's not mention that our friend Drew was talking about how he's a Christian. I absolutely meant, I took a nap before the show and ended up putting my shit on snooze for a half hour, 45 minutes. I meant to grab all the quotes that Jesus has about how to treat foreigners in your country, because it's all over the fucking Bible. Yeah, I don't want them to be taken advantage of. Speaking of being taken advantage of, right-wingers get taken advantage of by the dumb fuck propaganda they consume. Here is a story in the Daily Wire. Study suggests tone of legacy media coverage amounts to election interference. I read that headline and I laughed my goddamn ass off. Our fields say there's election interference. Once again, these people do not operate on any kind of fact. A recent study suggests that overall tone of legacy media coverage is so biased that it could be considered election interference. The Media Research Center, which is a far-right propaganda outlet, evaluated the major network coverage of the 2024 presidential race, specifically Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, in the week since President Joe Biden was effectively forced off the ticket by prominent members of his own party. The results, they said, indicated a dramatic bias in favor of Harris in terms of both the amount of airtime and tone of coverage. It's all part of the media's massive brainwashing enterprise in support of Kamala. Fox News host Greg Gutfeld said. Stupid ass Gutfeld.
But it's all part of the media's massive brainwashing enterprise in support of Kamala. According to a new study by the Media Research Center, Harris has received 66% more airtime from the big three networks than Trump, and 84% of her coverage has been positive. Talk about lopsided.
Oh, man. She's been receiving more coverage. I'm assuming that Trump received a hell of a lot more coverage after the assassination attempt, and it was all positive. Michael, good evening. Princess Kimberly, good evening.
It reminds me of my right arm before marriage. Did a lot of curls. But the real story behind this honeymoon is the machine, and not the one that Joe's been hooked up to at night to keep him alive. It's that group of elites that orders the media around like pool boys at my pool boy training center. And they're using Joe's campaign strategy. Only instead of hiding behind the boiler in the basement, she's hiding behind the media in plain sight.
Huh. Incense Firewind, what's going up, my friend? You had a terrible dream you were being kidnapped in a car that you used to own. I am sorry for that. I think the only thing to do in a situation like that is to relax a little bit, and the best way to do that is to light one up, tip one back. I'm sorry, that's not the only time you're going to see Gutfeld tonight. Remember the daily bias. That's a Freudian slip. The Daily Wire says that they indicated that the major news outlets were mostly positive towards Harris. I want to show you what Greg Gutfeld's outlet, who was the one reading that, actually did during the DNC. I find this hilarious. Disaffected of Republicans and former Trump officials spoke at the DNC. Fox News didn't air a second of any of their speeches. I wonder why that is. Fox News did not air a second of the speeches from alienated GOP leaders and former Trump officials who endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris at this week's Democratic National Convention. The DNC speakers included former Illinois Rep. Adam Kinzinger, who spoke in primetime before Harris's Thursday keynote, former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan, former Trump White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham, Olivia Troy, who served as a Homeland Security aide to Vice President Mike Pence, and Mesa, Arizona Mayor John Giles. MSNBC and CNN treated those speeches as newsworthy, airing each of them in full, according to Media Matters' review of the network's convention coverage. But Fox hid the content of all those speeches from their viewers, often displaying the video on screen without audio as the network's on-air hosts and guests offered commentary. It's not hard to figure out why. Fox is a Trump propaganda organ that helped the former president purge the GOP of his critics and is working tirelessly to return him to the White House. Working tirelessly now. They weren't during the primary, but that kind of shows you how Fox is losing its hold on the Republican Party as Newsmax and OAN and all the what they call independent journalists that our friend Drew referenced earlier, just grifters on YouTube that tell people what they want to hear, gank their viewers from Fox News. Here is Peter Ducey from the floor of the DNC.
And Jesse, of course, the headliner tonight will be Vice President Harris, but there is so much talk about who else the Hollywood Democratic types might be having come to help. Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. Do you guys know which celebrities are coming tonight?
Yeah, but we're gonna have the we don't know the chicks are gonna be performing.
The chicks.
And Pink.
Pink!
Pink is going to be performing.
Is Beyonce coming?
Yeah.
Beyonce's coming?
Serious convention. This is about issues. This is about issues. This is about America.
Are you gonna go backstage and tell them to tell the celebrities not to come out, or should I?
That's you. You should tell them that.
I'll go back. So you guys don't want Beyonce to come out?
Come on, no, don't do this.
No. Okay, apologies. Okay, all right. Okay, we'll keep it going. So there is some debate about the effectiveness of celebrities down here with the Ohio delegation.
Minty.
You got scolded. That was fun to watch, I guess.
What we're here for.
A lot of people enjoyed seeing that. Peter, not the first time, not the last.
Oh! Damn! I think it's pretty embarrassing when your own network is calling you out for looking like a doofus. Speaking of looking like a doofus, Trump had a Fox News interview end abruptly so that they could cut to Greg Gutfeld afterwards. I don't. Oh, do you want? Let me get the setup for this. Well, what Media Matters have the other side of the video? So he was on with, is this Martha McCollin and Brett Baer, I believe. This would be their A team at the DNC.
Biden in a Democrat primary. I have no doubt about it. And they made it absolutely impossible for him. They made it that you have to get 60-70% of the vote just to get in. And you know what?
President.
In the end, the Democrats did the same thing to Joe Biden. They threw Joe Biden out of the party.
And that's
they
why
did
we
the
saw a
same
different
thing
night
as they
tonight.
did to RFK.
Mr. President, thank you so
very
much
much.
for the time. We
Okay,
appreciate
thank you very
that
much.
live feedback.
Stay right there. Live edition of Gutfeld is coming up. Thank you so much for joining us from Chicago. It's been a great week.
Good night.
So they throw it to Gutfeld. They had to cut Trump off, but he actually was not finished speaking. So calls Greg Gutfeld on his personal cell phone.
Hey, Mr. President, I'm live now. Say hello to my audience. So don't say anything that'll get you in trouble. All right.
I don't mind. You know, at this point, what difference does it make? We're doing well. We're leading in the polls.
All right, Mr. President.
8 points down.
Yeah.
And they said he has to get out, and they basically staged a coup.
Yeah.
And you know, let's all see how it happens. But I think we're doing very well.
All right.
We're going to do very well.
All right, Mr. P, I gotta go. I see ya.
Mr. P? You people are embarrassing. Learn to feel embarrassment. Drew, my friend, if you're still watching, learn to feel embarrassment. You tweeted out your own L, brother. Mr. P. Mr. P tape. Arizona Republican U.S. Senate candidate Kari Lake was trolled on Friday by her Democratic opponent, Representative Ruben Galejo, with a photo of her being urged off the stage while speaking at a rally for former President Trump. Lake, a loyal ally of Trump, the Republican presidential nominee, was a speaker at the former president's rally in Glendale, Arizona on Friday. Late Friday night, Galejo posted a photo on X showing what appeared to be the back of Lake and a teleprompter pointing toward her that read, "Please get off the stage. Trump waiting." Gallego. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me in check. I always encourage everybody, if I'm wrong about something, let me know. If I'm mispronouncing something, give me a phonetical pronunciation. I'll do my best to remember it, but clearly, I'm not very good at it. Representative Wiley Nickel, a North Carolina Democrat, replied to Gallego's post with a laughing emoji and wrote, "This is a photo of MAGA extremist Kari Lake being told by Trump to get off the stage." She apparently went over by about 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And Kari Lake is absolutely somebody who is a spotlight hog. So I can totally understand that. Also happening at that very same campaign rally, RFK was introduced and came out to the Foo Fighters' My Hero. Foo Fighters immediately said, you do not have permission to do that. But apparently the Trump campaign is insisting it had the right to use the Foo Fighters song, despite the band's angry reaction. The U.S. rock band said they were not asked for permission over the song's use and would not have granted it if they had. Now, I could assume that it could be a situation where a record company owns the rights to the song, Trump paid the licensing fee. But I am positive that Foo Fighters are not in a position where a record company owns their fucking song. I guarantee you that Dave Grohl and the other members of the Foo Fighters own the rights to their fucking music, and Trump would need to ask permission. Donald Trump campaign says it had a license to play Foo Fighters' hit track My Hero at a rally in which the former president... Oh, I'm sorry that the commercial break hit. My apologies. I was going to hit it right after the political stuff, which we were just wrapping up. This is my least favorite Foo Fighters song. The Independent has seen documents appearing to confirm that the campaign has indeed licensed the song from BMI's Songview service. "We have a license to play the song," a campaign spokesperson said. Kennedy, who suspended his campaign, I can't make this go away. Who suspended his campaign as an independent presidential candidate on Friday, joined Trump on stage in Arizona as pyrotechnics blasted. That's the reason why Prince wrote "Slave" on his face. Or I guess he was the artist formerly known as Prince at that time. Foo Fighters also issued a curt response on their official X account after being asked by a social media user if they granted permission. No. I don't think too many of you people have heard of him. He's very low-key, Trump said in Arizona before the chorus of the 1997 track began. He's a very low-key person, but he's highly respected. He's a great person. I've known him for so long, for the past 16 months. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. There's about another minute in the commercial break. Let me get me some water. Yeah, he's only known about 16 months. As if they didn't run together in New York. God damn. Wouldn't be surprised to know that they've been friends for a long time. Kind of like Trump and Epstein. Oh! He really didn't have a good retort to all this shit I brought up about Trump and Epstein, did he? Probably was not expecting me to come out with that line about Trump is a pedophile and Kamala prosecuted pedophiles. And then was probably, he kept trying to press for a policy. He probably thought I didn't have one. And when I threw out the $25,000 for first-time home buyers and how it would apply to me, ooh. Learn to feel embarrassment, Drew. All right, we're getting into the crime section of the show, and we have a shit ton of it. Because we are backed up for the past week. We covered all the political shit. We're backed up on all the crime shit, and I've got some really fun crime stories towards the end. Dude in a standoff apparently lit a bunch of shit on fire, sprayed cops with a fire extinguisher. I've got a friend, he's a comedian, and he just shares out news headlines. Dystopian. That's the only comment he has. Does it 5 times a day. Dystopian. I'm like, yep, kinda is. We're getting ready to do some hardcore crime stories, and of course it's insane violence all over the world, so content warning. If you don't like the really graphic content, probably give us about 25-30 minutes, come back, and we'll be in the bullshit section of the show. We're going to first go to international news. 2 people have been arrested in connection to an attack on a German music festival. And my first reaction is, well, did they parachute in? Was this a Hamas attack? Because I do indeed condemn it.
We condemn.
Tapatra.
Now claiming responsibility for a deadly stabbing attack at a festival last night in Germany. Officials say 3 people were killed and several others injured. Authorities announcing the arrest of a 15-year-old boy. Then today, a second arrest after police raided a refugee housing complex near the scene of the...
Oh, God.
ABC's Emma Wynn with the latest.
The joyful celebration of the 650th anniversary of the German city of Solingen, marred by violence. Just before 10 p.m. Friday night, a suspect began randomly attacking people with a knife at the city's Festival of Diversity. The festival's organizer taking to the stage, warning people to keep calm as special forces worked to secure the area. At least 3 people killed, including a 67-year-old man, a 56-year-old man, and a 56-year-old woman. Several other victims injured, 4 seriously.
Gestern Abend.
The city's mayor saying last night our hearts were torn apart as he visited the site of the attack, where people have begun leaving flowers in honor of the victims. Authorities provided an update on the investigation Saturday afternoon. They say several knives were found on the scene and announced the arrest of a 15-year-old for failure to report planned crimes. Later in the day, German police confirmed to ABC News they have made a second arrest in connection to the stabbing attack after they say they searched a refugee housing complex near the festival. Police asking for the public's help, urging witnesses to contact them with any information or videos and not to share those videos on social media. Authorities say a motive for the attack is still unclear, adding that they have not ruled out terrorism. ISIS is among...
I think it's been ruled a terrorist attack since.
...claiming responsibility for the attack, according to a site intelligence group, an NGO that specializes in tracking jihadist media. Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz says such acts must be harshly punished. We must never accept this in our society. A strong police presence remained at the scene on Saturday. The rest of the 3-day Festival of Diversity has been canceled. I'm Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
The motive for the attacks remains under investigation by German authorities as they continue to search for the individuals involved.
Well, jihadists taking credit. Festival of Diversity. I think I can put two and two together. And also, we have a very hostile and seemingly emboldened far-right movement in Germany that is virulently anti-racist, as with the UK right now. So, a powder keg ready to explode. Fun times, guys. You know what happened? If you've read the history book, you guys kind of know what happens when the far right comes to power in Germany. In Australia, multiple people were injured in a stabbing attack in Sydney. Jesus.
That vehicle has collided with another vehicle, and as a result of that, a number of members of the community stopped to assist both occupants from both those vehicles. As the community members...
Yeah, this seems like this was just personal over the car crash, I would assume, and not some sort of intentional attack.
One of the females out of one vehicle, the male got out of that vehicle. He was armed with a what we believe to be a box cutter, and the female had obviously sustained a number of injuries from an altercation inside that vehicle. Emergency services arrived very quickly afterwards. That male was engaged by the police. A short foot pursuit occurred. A taser deployment was initiated.
Stabbing his wife.
That person was taken into custody.
We treated and assessed 6 patients. 2 of those patients were injured in the motor vehicle accident that was described before. 4 of them had suffered stab wounds. 1 male patient had sustained slash wounds to his arms and his neck. Was transported to Liverpool Hospital in a critical condition.
Yeah, Reuters not doing a good job of actually portraying what happened with this story. She crashed the car. He was stabbing her. Move to France, where police have arrested a suspect in connection with a bomb blast at a synagogue. Here seems to be a picture, CCTV image purportedly showing a suspected attacker at the synagogue in La Grande Motte. French police say they have arrested a man suspected of setting fires and causing an explosion outside a synagogue in a southern resort. Interior Minister Gerard Darmanin said the alleged perpetrator was detained on Saturday. He added that police had shown great professionalism. Doubt. French media ACAB means French police too. French media reported that the suspect was shot and injured by police after he opened fire on the officers who came to arrest him in the city of Nimes. Earlier on Saturday, and I'm probably butchering that name, earlier on Saturday, a police officer was injured in the blast outside of the Beth Yaakov Synagogue in the nearby seaside resort of La Grande Motte. The police officer's injuries are not said to be life-threatening. Following the blast between 8 and 8:30 local time. 5 people, including the rabbi, were inside the synagogue at the time. Authorities said the explosion was caused by 2 cars which were set alight outside. Police sources told French media that one of the vehicles contained a hidden gas canister. The suspect, who was reportedly carrying a Palestinian flag, also set fire to several entrance doors of the synagogues. Jewish community leader Yonath Arifi said the incident was an attempt to kill Jews and seemed to have been timed to target Saturday morning worshippers. President Emmanuel Macron said the incident was a terrorist act. I said it the other night. The existence of Israel in its current state as a nationalistic ethno-state makes Jews all over the world less safe. solving the issue of Palestinian human rights makes Jewish people the world over safer. A bus accident in Pakistan killed at least 34 people. 2 bus accidents in Kahuta, Pakistan. Oh God, it looks like they've fallen over a cliff. Damn. That was wild video. Reuters does not do a good job of delivering the news. Wild video of those buses, though. Let's go over to Romania. Our friend Great Value Andrew Tate was here earlier. Let's hear from the real Andrew Tate. Of his fresh house arrest ruling by a Romanian court. We're going to Bucharest, Romania. The Tate brothers, apparently just hearing their ruling.
Built differently. Yes? Built differently. Of course. Better than okay. This is a setup. It's absolutely disgusting. Fair play to that judge who saw through the and let us free. Hey, I'm not a human trafficker, clearly. If you human traffic someone, there is evidence. This is a setup. It's a stitch up. The 3
My friend, there is a mountain of evidence of you trafficking humans, not the least of which is you saying you moved to Romania to escape human trafficking laws on video. You dumb motherfucker. Well, how do you know Trump's a pedophile? He basically fucking said it. He's been sued for it. He rewarded the prosecutor that got Epstein off. How is he not a pedophile? Yeah, tell us not to believe our lying eyes, Tate.
Yes? Built differently. Of course. Better than okay. This is a setup. It's absolutely disgusting. Fair play to that judge who saw through the and let us free. Hey, I'm not a human trafficker, clearly. If you human traffic someone, there is evidence. This is a setup. It's a stitch up. The 3 prosecutors at D-Call in my house, I said, why are you here? There's no case. They said, there's a case if we make one. This is a setup. All of it is.
And fuck these guys. And that's what I told our friend who claims to be a Christian. I was like, Jesus said to take after the meek, the hungry, the infirmed, the imprisoned. That's who Jesus tended to. You help them get trafficked. How are you Christ-like at all? Russian grenades found in Los Angeles.
A gardener makes an explosive discovery, finding 4 Russian grenades hidden in a tree in Baldwin.
The gardener
called police.
Makes an explosive discovery.
A gardener makes an explosive discovery, finding 4 Russian grenades hidden in a tree in Baldwin Park. The gardener called police around 10:30 this morning after making the discovery on Los Angeles Street and Merced Avenue. Officers secured the area and sent in the bomb squad to retrieve those grenades. They eventually defused the explosives and cleared the scene.
Were the pins in them? I'm not understanding, like, what would be the... Were they trying to blow up a park? I have so many more questions. Are you going to try to find the owners of these grenades? This is the United States. You might try to find the owners and give them back. Grenades are illegal. I'm gonna give you the content warning on this one because you're gonna need it. I don't know if we're gonna watch this whole video. A 10-year-old boy in Rock Island found dead in a trash can. This is the raw body cam footage.
Are you Miss Staples?
Yes, how can I help you?
So we got kind of a weird phone call. Do you know Latricia?
No.
No.
I don't know anybody out here.
Some lady called DCFS. And,
What?
And kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
No, it sounds crazy to me too. That's what.
I am so sorry about this. My ex-husband, his new girlfriend, this broad is off the chain. I have went.
So this happened in July of 2023. We're just getting the video.
Down to Rock Island and filed a police report on her.
Okay.
I have went and put a restraining order on her.
What's her name?
Her name is Tony. This girl is never in it. She has so many different Facebook pages she stalks me from. She has made up different names, called me from different numbers. I have changed my number, tried to do everything I can.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can never seem to get them served because they're always bouncing around in the Chicago area.
Oh, okay. They're not even down here.
They're
then?
not even out here. And
Okay.
it's been a constant.
Have we been here before?
No, you've never come to my house for anything. I've been here for 7 years and never had a problem in Rock Island.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were.
I work at Genesis Hospital. I'm a patient care tech. I'm a student at Eastern Iowa Community College.
Okay.
I have a business in Davenport. This girl has made threats towards me on Facebook, posting her gun up, saying that she's gonna come to my addy. It's just never ending.
Right. So they made some allegation that you had a son and he shot himself.
Sir,
And he's in your
come on
basement.
now. You think? Look where I live.
I get
What?
it. So I can check the box off. Can I look in your basement real quick and I'll get out
No,
of here?
you need a search warrant to do that. I'm sorry. I'm not about to have my rights violated.
They can get a warrant pretty easily. They have probable cause.
I know. Like I said, it sounded crazy to me too. I'm just up here seeing if we have to investigate it. No matter how crazy it sounds.
If you want to do that, I would suggest you go through the proper protocols. I'm not about to let some crazy woman who now has my husband make Uranus accusations like this and have my right.
Uranus.
No, I get it. That's what
That is not okay. I have 4 girls in here.
That's what I'm just asking. I'm not
4 children.
I'm not trying to blame anything on you. I'm not saying this is true. I was just asking. Okay.
This is nuts.
That's all it is. Okay.
She's a good actress.
I have 4 children.
Her
here.
ex-husband's new girlfriend's been causing her
And
issues. She thinks that's who it is.
Ongoing. She's been harassing
number
my
provided
job, harassing my place
isn't
of
connected to
business,
anything.
harassing my children. I'm sick of it.
Okay.
I've tried to get a restraining order against her, tried to get one against him. It's never ending. I cannot have any peace where I live.
And you guys only have girls?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 4. Do you want to see them?
No. They said it was a son. I was just curious
Sir.
if that's even true.
It's not.
Okay.
I'm just
Apparently, the kid shot himself.
story with
No,
these 2.
I get. Like I said, I'm not trying to bother you or anything, but we get a call. No matter how crazy it sounds, we still got to come up and see if there's any truth.
And this is crazy.
It is.
This is very crazy.
Okay.
I have been living here for 6 years.
What does that have to do with anything?
I've never had a complaint. Don't you think if my neighbors would have heard something like that, they would have made a call or said something to somebody?
I would believe so. Yeah.
Just think about it. It don't make no kind of sense. This girl is psycho.
Okay.
She's harassed my job.
Do you know her phone number by chance?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know her phone number.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry to bother you. Okay. It's like I said, we get a call, we gotta show up.
They got to the point now where they don't have my phone number, so they emailing me. Okay, I have spam emails here from these people. I'm gonna.
Okay, come on, let's get to the search.
That was.
We'll come back the next day.
For the house. Your cooperation to be up front with us.
Hold on.
So step on out.
No, step out.
What part of the house do you all have a search warrant for?
Yes, they just said they had a search warrant.
So you need to step out. Step out.
Okay, I'm gonna open
Open the door.
We'll all walk in casually. We're not gonna tear up your house or anything. So
calm down. My kids are in here.
Okay.
Please.
How many?
4.
And where at in the house?
They're upstairs. I just made them go upstairs. I don't want to scare my kids. Can we just calm
These
down?
officers are gonna walk in there with you, and I got a copy of the warrant here for you, honey.
Can I see the warrant, please?
Absolutely.
Call my lawyer. Can I see the warrant before we walk any further? I'm calm.
we have a valid search warrant, so
I understand, but you haven't let me see it yet, and you're walking through my house.
it's right here. You don't run how we
You don't. You're not in control of this.
Okay. I'm trying to see. You all?
So
Once again, if you're just getting here, content warning.
It's not my phone.
So which rooms are your kids in?
They're upstairs. I am very
The
cooperative.
cops are actually handling this really fucking well, and she is guilty of at least hiding a corpse.
Here.
That's empty.
Well, it's for an old kid.
Do you know why we're here?
No, I don't. I don't know why you're here.
Okay.
Because I'm really scared because my kids are upstairs.
You should be scared.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Can I call my family to tell them to somebody to come?
You're not under arrest or anything
arrest.
like that, okay? That's why I'm sitting here talking to you, okay?
I'm scared to death because I don't know what's going on.
And so the reason we're here, okay, is because we're investigating a call that we had, okay? The officers came out and talked to you last night, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We have to handle that real seriously, okay? Because the allegations are that you have a son and that he's deceased and he's here in this house. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Do you have a son named Zion?
No, I don't.
You've never had a son named Zion.
No.
Are you claiming benefits for a kid named Zion?
No. I haven't gotten any benefits for anyone.
You know they can see that shit, right?
Recently went through a situation where a young lady stole my identity and she falsely filed my taxes and my informations and stuff like that. And I've been
Wow.
I've been working with the IRS. There's been a lot of things popping up, and
I don't have a son. Somebody stole my identity and filed my taxes for me. Holy shit.
Chicago.
I did.
Okay.
False calls that were made.
Okay.
Correct.
One of the calls from 2021, DCFS came out to your residence in Chicago, and there was a Zion Staples there.
I love that they went into the basement and they have not found the kid.
Another.
This could be a different body cam.
Kids in the neighborhood come over.
So,
some of those kids that were implicated were not, in fact, our children. They were there.
So you're saying there was a kid in your apartment that was not your kid?
Named Zion.
Named Zion.
I didn't say his name was Zion. No.
What?
Well, somewhere here we've got to clear this up with this Zion Staples.
Yes, and
benefits. Listen to it. Benefits being put in his name.
And it was just really hard. Like,
So is Zion a real person?
no.
Spoiler alert, Zion is a real person.
I can't call a lawyer and let them know you are here. I can't call a lawyer to come here to my house while I'm being questioned by you.
If you want an attorney right now, we
You should have invoked your fifth, yes.
We'll be done.
All right.
But the investigation continues.
Okay.
Okay. Go and turn around for me.
Oh, no, no.
You should not have said all that shit to her, or to them.
What have I done?
You just admitted to fraud.
So now you're going to railroad me on fraud?
Railroad?
We're trying to figure out where your kid is.
My
You're
kid.
saying that he doesn't exist.
My kid. Cuff it, let me walk out.
We'll cuff you in front, okay?
This is embarrassing. I can get in the car. Do you got to take my dignity away and put me in cuffs?
We're not gonna put him behind you, okay? We're gonna walk you to the car real quick and then we'll get you out of here, okay?
My neighbors, they've been knowing me for 6 years.
If he was playing with a gun and shot himself, why didn't you call somebody?
School out here.
You made everything so much worse. And if there was a chance somebody could have saved him, then shame on you. Oh, there was a separate building. Okay. Why do we not have audio? I was wondering, how would they not be able to fucking smell it? They appear to have went right to it. Are you telling me it took them all fucking day to find the body that was right there? God, cops are so goddamn incompetent. Or maybe they knew and they got the medical examiner, the fucking coroner, or whatever. Just insane. Detectives investigating the case of a 10-year-old Illinois boy who was found dead in a trash can in his home. Say Zion Staples may have fatally shot himself. Zion's mother, Sushi Staples. Her name was Sushi. Stands accused of concealing the death of her child, who was found dead in a garbage can in the garage of the family's Rock Island home on July 26, 2023. Last month, Rock Island County Coroner Brian Gustafson, this was last year, said Zion died as a result of a gunshot wound to the head, and police discovered his body during a welfare check. He had been dead about 8 months. I gotta pay attention here because if it's... Have no idea. What was she gonna do about it? I don't want to show anything fucking graphic. I would hope it would be blurred out. Wish we had fucking audio for this portion. Showed nothing graphic. Do I know who shot him? No, the coroner said. I don't believe we will ever know at this point who shot him, but the case is still an active and open investigation. During an August 3rd preliminary hearing last year, Rock Island Police Department Detective Jonathan Shepard explained how officers learned the mother was hiding the boy's body in a plastic bin in the basement after he died around December 21st. Oh, right at Christmas. Shepard testified 2 of Staples' other children living in the home told police Zion was playing with a handgun and accidentally shot himself. The detective also testified when he spoke with the boy's mother, she denied having a son, but later admitted to police that she moved the body to the home's garage because she didn't want her other 4 children to locate him in the basement. Shepard testified the boy's mother attempted to conceal the odor coming from the boy's decomposed body. In every vent of the house, there was dryer sheets. Fuck. What a sad fucking story. Too many goddamn guns in this country. I assume this one's gonna have something to do with guns too. I like that we get a content warning on the YouTube video. Yes, I understand and wish to proceed. Yes, I understand and wish to proceed. I'm in a loop here. I thought my fucking YouTube would have already been set up to like approve everything. Come on, Google, you know me better than that.
There right now as police are looking for clues that could help them figure out what led up to those deadly shots being fired. The scene unfolding just before noon at a home on Wyoming Avenue in Syosset. When detectives arrived, they say they found 4 people inside of that home and a 5th person just outside of the house with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. News 4's Jessica Cunnington live in Syosset tonight with more on what we know so far and how the community is reacting. Jessica.
Well, it's been about 6 hours into this horrific investigation, about 6 hours into just absolute shock for all of the people that live around this cul-de-sac here. I'll take you a little closer to the scene. Obviously, you could see a lot of work being done. The Nassau County Homicide Squad really crawling all around this house and really throughout this neighborhood as well. As you mentioned, an absolute tragedy on this cul-de-sac on this block here in Syosset. Police were called here for this for shots fired at
Stuck on my cul-de-sac.
And when they got here, they found one man outside of the home here on Wyoming Avenue on Wyoming Court, and they found that man with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. They also then found 4 more people dead inside of that home. I did speak with one neighbor who said she heard bang, bang, bangs right around that time. She did not ever think that it was.
I'm assuming that he shot his family and then killed himself. Nash Chevy, what's going on, my friend? Who drives the 24 nowadays anyway? You know, I always remembered it as Jeff Gordon. 40 boy retired. Who drives the 24?
Was what it was.
William Byron. I don't even know him. That's
thought it might.
Last NASCAR race I went to was probably 2013, 2014, and I probably haven't even watched a race in 10 years. Won the Daytona 500. You know, I love, especially Daytona, Talladega, and I've been to Talladega. That was a fun fucking race. Yeah, I got out of NASCAR in the last 10 years or so. Watched it like from the time I was a little kid all the way up until probably I was about 30. Tony Stewart has pulled out, right? Like he's not involved in NASCAR anymore. He's leaving his team. As far as I like how we get started on NASCAR talk, and then the chat's like, Justin likes NASCAR. Fuck. I like car racing. I've actually spent, before Media Winch, before I watched Media Winch earlier, I like Old Smoke. I hated him when he was driving, but I like Tony Stewart. And I've seen him. I saw him win at the Brickyard. I saw Jeff Gordon win at the Brickyard. I've been twice, back-to-back years. I think it was 2004 and 2005. I don't remember which was which, but one year it was Jeff Gordon, one year it was Tony Stewart. And I saw Kyle Busch win it. The last race I went to was Kyle Busch won at Bristol. And then my girlfriend went one time without me, and Kyle Busch won that one at Bristol. I like car racing. I spent most of the afternoon playing Gran Turismo, so
have been just construction or something nearby.
Sorry to get off topic there. That was a tangent.
Shaken up by this. We've learned from some neighbors that the woman who owned the home was about 95 years old. She just recently passed away, and her family had been gathering the past few days for her funeral. We spoke with a longtime neighbor who lives right across the street. She says one of the adult sons had lived with the mother and had lived there in that home his entire life. And again, several family members had been at the home as they gathered to mourn their mother. Take a listen.
A tragedy, really, really a tragedy for the family. I just saw that they pulled in and they were there to be there for the mother's funeral, and then, you know, to pay respects and then to sell the house.
So they were there for a funeral when this happened?
One of the children of that woman who passed away from North Carolina. So people traveling in for this and all together here visiting this home and preparing to sell it, as she mentioned. Again, a lot of pieces still to be put together. The homicide squad here.
So this was some sort of family dispute, probably over the property that was being left behind by the woman. God damn.
Working very hard and not different neighbors as they try to piece this together. But again, 5 people found dead at this home here in Syosset. Live in Syosset tonight, I'm Jessica Cunnington. Rana, back to you.
I believe that happened yesterday. This video was posted 4 hours ago. I think it happened yesterday. Holiday, I love it, but like I am so deep into it that like all the menus and shit are like really hard. Like right now, I'm having to save up $1 million to get like an F1 car, so I can do the next menu. And also, I was really excited to play the F1 because I re-downloaded Gran Turismo because I've been looking for a new racing game to play. I played that Grid Legends and I beat it, and I really liked it all right. And then I started playing this Formula 1 game, and I just really did not like it at all. So then I was excited that, yay, I'll play Formula 1 on Gran Turismo. That'll be a lot of fun. What is not a lot of fun is covering the just horror constantly happening here in the United States. A teenager is in custody after 4 people were found dead in a Georgia park.
County Sheriff's investigators say a 16-year-old is now behind bars facing 4 felony murder charges after multiple shots were fired. The shooting taking place last night in Pleasant Grove Park in Dalton, Georgia. So this is about 90 miles north of Atlanta, right near the Tennessee state line. The sheriff's office believes that the shooting stemmed from a robbery. The victims include a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old from Dalton, both of them from Dalton, and an 18-year-old and 17-year-old from Rome. The sheriff's office says that some of the victims may also be suspects, and investigators are still piecing it all together.
It's a drug deal gone wrong.
Yes, possibly for some type of contraband, you know.
Yep.
Maybe pre-planned, again.
Called it.
A lot of that is what we're still trying to get to the bottom of.
The 16-year-old is from Rome. He's charged with 4 felony counts of murder. The sheriff's office says that they have no reason to believe that this is gang-related at all. We spoke with a woman who did not want to be identified. She talked about the moment she heard the gunshots.
This was extremely frightening. I was frantic. I'll put it that way. I walked back and forth up and down the house for a while. It looked like they were chasing someone, so it was scary not knowing what was going on.
And she also tells 11 Alive that she hopes that this will prompt officials to start locking down that park at night and install more lighting as this story continues to develop. Of course, we'll have...
Yeah, let's get more fascist about a public park. That's gonna solve the fucking issue. Back in 2017, a woman in Bristol, Tennessee. Speaking of Bristol, Tennessee, the racetrack is actually not in Bristol, Tennessee, by the way. It's in Blountville, Tennessee. But close enough. It's about 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes from Bristol. A woman in Bristol, Tennessee, thought that her son died of a drug overdose in 2017. New video reveals she'd been lied to.
It has been filed against the city of Bristol, Tennessee, along with named officers, firemen, and paramedics at the time of a 23-year-old's death 7 years ago. It's our top story this evening. I'm Sarah Diamond.
And I'm Casey Marler. 23-year-old Hunter Turner died in August of 2017. His family, including his mother, Karen Goodwin, believed his death was from an overdose. In this story by the Associated Press, reporters, they show body cam video to Goodwin of the night of the incident. Goodwin was a part of a series the reporters were working on about a
Thank you, AP. The AP was able to obtain the footage. The law enforcement, the court systems did not show the family.
year-long investigation into deaths involving the use of less lethal force by law enforcement.
News Channel 11's Clarice Shaley looked into this case. Clarice, what does this lawsuit allege against the listed defendants?
Well, Karen Goodwin filed a federal lawsuit last week alleging the city of Bristol, Tennessee, and several first responders caused her son's death and in the process violated his constitutional rights. Even though years have passed since his death, she decided to file this lawsuit after seeing this body cam video. And a word of caution, what you're about to hear and see is disturbing.
Content warning, fuckers.
That's Hunter in the blue shirt. That's my baby.
For years, Karen Goodwin thought her son, Austin Hunter Turner, who went by Hunter, died from an overdose. The medical examiner listed recreational drug abuse as the cause of death.
And then come to find out, if they would have just not shown up, or if they had simply walked away from me, my son would be alive.
She still thinks back to that day in 2017.
Bristol, Tennessee 911, where is your emergency? My boyfriend just started twitching and fell on the floor. I think he's having a seizure. Has he ever had histories of seizures or convulsions before? I think his mom said he had a seizure probably 5-6 years ago, but not that I've ever seen.
A call for medical assistance turns into a multi-agency response.
Why are cops there in the fucking first place?
First responders come into the apartment to find 23-year-old Hunter Turner.
If I back off, are you going to calm down? Because you're not going to win this battle.
Officers, paramedics, and other first responders crowded around Turner, who they referred to as a combative patient.
I honestly thought that night that they were there to help. I was so relieved to see them come through the door.
Goodwin has filed a federal lawsuit saying Turner's constitutional rights were violated, stating instead of providing medical care, defendants subjected Turner to inhumane acts of violence, ultimately resulting in his death. The body cam video shows the use of a stun gun. Turner being restrained.
He's cuffed. I got his legs.
Placed on his stomach and strapped to a gurney with a spit sock over his head. Reporters with the Associated Press obtained this body cam video and last year showed it to Goodwin.
And they brought this and it opened it up like it was brand new. And this time, it wasn't my son's fault.
Goodwin saw her son's final moments and the reaction of the responders.
What the hell happened here?
You killed him, you dumb fucks!
Y'all ain't recording, are you?
The officer turns the audio off and the video ends. Goodwin hopes for justice and
y'all ain't recording, are you?
Training on how to handle seizures.
I never, ever, ever want another mother or father or brother to have to go through what we've been through. I really need them to know how to deal with the next one.
Goodwin told me the lawsuit would have been filed sooner, but they struggled to find an attorney to represent them because of the amount of time that passed since the incident. We've also reached out to the city attorney for Bristol for a comment, and we're told the lawsuit had not been served to them yet, and their policy is to not comment on pending litigation.
Clarice, thanks. You can read the full story surrounding this lawsuit by going to our website, WJHL.com.
Appalling. I'm gonna delay the ads here for a little bit. We're gonna try to get through like the rest of the hard news, and then I got some really good bullshit for you tonight. We have. You shouldn't go to the police. Never call the police. But like they called 911. They had paramedics. It was supposed to be EMS there. Mother is speaking out following a near kidnapping caught on camera.
Out to the new alert for parents with kids heading back to school. 2 attempted kidnappings in Texas were caught on cameras. Eva Pilgrim is here now with the frightening footage of what parents can do to try to help keep their kids safe. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Lindsay. I'm sure this is something you feel. This is something we as parents can't help but worry about. Someone taking our kids. And safety experts say this time of year, with kids going back to school, walking or waiting at bus stops, it's important to have a conversation with your children about what to do just in case. This morning, as kids across the country head back to school, a warning for parents everywhere.
Get your mom, get your mom, get your mom. I heard screaming and I thought, and I could hear commotion outside.
You see in this door camera video first obtained by ABC affiliate WFAA, the moment apparent kidnappers tried to take a group of 9-year-old boys. Gina Skolnick, the mother of 2 of the boys, telling us her kids were having a play date at her house when 2 vehicles pulled up near them. Her son Zachary sounding the alarm.
So we get onto the sidewalk and we try to skip past, and I hear the drivers telling my friends to get.
No kid.
The boys taking off, running and screaming.
I was the first one at the door screaming, someone's trying to kidnap us. Someone's trying to kidnap me!
Moments later, you see someone in a white t-shirt and shorts get out of a white SUV, running after her son Jonathan. Jonathan says the man was calling to him, trying to lure him into the SUV.
He said, there's a football player in the back of the car. And then he said, get in the back of the car. And I said, I'm sorry, I look like a stranger, and I ran away.
The suspect noticing Skolnick with a cell phone camera in her hand, leaving the scene, but not before she was able to get a picture of the license plate. And just miles away,
good job,
another near kidnapping caught on camera. In this security video, you see a teenage girl hiding behind a neighbor's car, trying to avoid being taken by a man. That car belongs to Shane Burke, who says the teenager came to his door for help.
She said that somebody that she didn't know had been following her, kind of gawking at her, staring at her, making her feel uncomfortable. She was extremely shook up.
Experts encouraging parents to talk to their kids about safety as a new school year begins.
Children should be very wary of strangers that are in a car approaching them. We know that the vast majority of attempted abductions and successful abductions use a vehicle. We know that the perpetrators are using the same lures, like asking for directions, looking for a lost puppy, or having candy. And so parents need to be talking to their children about identifying these risky situations and knowing how to avoid them.
The brothers with a message to other children.
Just scream. We are very lucky and we're very grateful.
And authorities are still searching for the suspects in both of those cases. Police say there's no reason to think the two are related. And as for us parents, there's some things we need to keep in mind as we send our kids back to school. First, no names on backpacks. You don't want a stranger to be able to call your child's name and confuse them. And be careful how much information you're sharing about your kids on social media. Avoid posting those cute pictures with the boards sharing your child's age, school, and grade. They're cute, but they also give a lot of information.
Wow. But in both those videos, those kids did all the right things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boy, did they.
Smart.
And a good reminder for us of why we need to have that conversation with our kids.
Talk to your kids about it. All right, Eva, thank you.
We're going to go to Sacramento, California. or a hospital has been accused of losing a woman's body. Torchy, good night. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back.
In your hospital and the care for patients, you've lost that from me.
Ginger Kanji mourning the loss of her daughter, Jessie Peterson, describing her as bubbly and energetic.
She loved people. You know, she loved to share. She loved her sisters.
Jessie suffered with type 1 diabetes and was regularly treated at Mercy San Juan Medical Center. Ginger says in April of 2023, Jessie was admitted to the hospital.
She wanted me to come and pick her up. She wanted to leave the hospital, and I told her she was in the best place to get the best care that she needed. She just stay put.
Ginger called the hospital back after a few days to check on her daughter and was told she was discharged.
They said they didn't have anybody there by that name, and I asked them to double check because I'd seen her a week before and spoke to her on the telephone, spelled her name for them. The man on the phone said, "We don't have anybody here by that name."
And with no information of her daughter still being at this hospital, Ginger ended up filing a missing persons report, looking for her for the next year, putting these flyers of her all across town in the hopes to find her.
In April, a sheriff's detective informed the family that Jessie's body was found at the hospital and transferred to a cold storage facility. Mark Ringberg, the family's attorney, is now suing the hospital for negligence.
He was bound and required by California law to issue a death certificate within 15 hours and to contact the family, the next of kin. He did neither. So the death certificate that we have, he did not complete. Instead of 15 hours, he completed it 360 some odd days after the death.
Dignity Health providing KCRA 3 with this statement. We extend our deepest sympathies to the family during this difficult time. We are unable to comment on pending litigation.
You're supposed to have some bedside manner and compassion for family members, of which they neglected in this
What's the reputation, Fuzzy?
Thanks for watching.
Shut up, Lester.
Breaking news and top stories.
All right, if you're watching on Twitch, we got to do the commercial break. It's bugging the shit out of me over here to take it. But, like, when we come back from the commercial break, you got a video of a dude fighting the cops. You're going to want to stick around for that. I can't believe old dude from earlier is on Twitch acting like he fucking won. This is insane. So, just smacked JustinFREAKIN in a debate. He ran away scared mid-debate. You can watch the full thing here. Do watch it. You don't look good, my friend. What the fuck? How delusional are you people? And this is apparently a clip. I can't imagine that you've been able to clip me out of context in the 24 seconds that at any point in time I didn't look like I was handling myself incredibly well, but let's give you a chance. What did you clip out of that? Get Pentuple, one of the dumbest fucks I've ever met, to come in here and be a biased moderator.
He would not have been biased, bro. I would have told him.
He's one of the dumbest fucking people
chat.
I have ever met in my life. And he's
Says the
on
retard.
your side. How
Says
am
the
I
retard.
retarded?
Dude, look at you.
I mean, look at me. One of the I'm fucking sexy as fuck. Look at you. Man, you actually tweeted out that you wanted your friend to come and moderate a debate between us. And you think that makes you look good. Holy shit. Seriously. These people need to learn to feel embarrassment. It's like me saying, like, I want Media Winch to come on and be a fucking moderator. Now, Media Winch would do an excellent job moderating. But it's still, she would be biased in my favor. Because she's my friend. Holy shit. Mitochondria. Did I tell you good evening? FBI statistics say, well, that's just your opinion, man. Well, who the fuck do we look to for... That's the thing with these assholes. And he didn't know the right-wing line. Well, a lot of people don't report to the FBI. And I'm like, cool. My response to that is, well, tell me police stations that don't report to the FBI. One of the biggest ones is the NYPD. The NYPD does not report to the FBI. However, if you go and look, the NYPD will tell you that crime in New York City is at historical lows. He thinks he smacked me in a debate.
Hey, Justin, are you trolling?
Always be trolling. I'm not high enough for this shit. Is everybody back from commercial break? Oh, you know, I think I've got a hit or two in the bong left. Let's take a bong rip. Let's go ahead. We'll do man in a standoff with the cops. It gets pretty violent with them. I'm here for it. This happened in Malibu.
PCH in Malibu now back open, but there was an hours-long standoff this morning when a man barricaded himself inside.
It happened a few days ago
after attacking deputies. Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia is live in Malibu with the very latest on all that happened. Sid.
And the weapon used by the suspect was a fire extinguisher. PCH was closed for several hours today, as you mentioned. The suspect is in custody, and Pacific Coast Highway reopened a couple of hours ago.
The drama started between 1 and 1:30 this morning. LA County Sheriff's deputies from the Lost Hills station approached the van. Deputies noticed the tags were expired. Here's what happened to them when they approached.
Deputies made contact with the...
Oh, do we not have actual video? God damn it.
And immediately the driver became hostile. They determined that he did have a felony warrant. And then the
who doesn't?
Suspect assaulted the deputies with a fire extinguisher, spraying the deputies in the eye with the chemicals.
The hours-long standoff began. The CHP closed PCH in both directions while sheriff's deputies tried to talk the suspect into surrendering. During the standoff, the suspect set items on fire inside the van and then throwing them out.
He then barricaded himself in his vehicle. Deputies retreated, started using less lethal to get the suspect out of the vehicle. We called our Sheriff's Enforcement Bureau, and they responded and provided less lethal and was able to take him into custody without further incident.
For several hours, traffic was diverted around the closure. That really messed up the morning commute for a lot of people.
Go up through the neighborhood, which sucks for everyone else.
Yeah.
So why was traffic tied up for several hours? We asked that question, and according to the LA County Sheriff's Department, the response to that question was this: because the suspect was uncooperative and had assaulted deputies, they had to call in the Special Enforcement Bureau, their SWAT team. They had to come up with a tactically safe plan to take the suspect into custody, and the planning part took a while.
Mark Brown. Get more.
Hey, Mark Brown.
7 content.
Always appreciate you, my friend. Keep Heyman cool, Mark Brown. I really wanted to get some footage of them getting attacked with a fire extinguisher. Son, good evening. I don't know if I'm up high enough yet, but maybe we'll take another rip after this one. This is the kind of story that might need to require some marijuana. A person accidentally texts police to smoke. Officer hilariously responds. What's up? What you doing? Chillin'. How about you? Wanna smoke? Smoke? Question mark. I got some fire gas. I don't think I'm going to be able to smoke with you. Bruh. We smoke all the time. Receives picture of chud guy holding a badge. No cap. A Mississippi officer decided to have some fun after someone inadvertently texted him about smoking. The Gulfport Police Department shared a text exchange between a person believed to have been chatting with a friend, but instead it was an officer. According to Urban Dictionary, capping means to say something that isn't true. The person didn't reply to the officer's selfie. The department did not share the person's number. Pro tip, before you send the text, double check the number, the department said in a Facebook post. Nothing like a wrong number text to really spice up someone's day. What do you guys think? Did this even happen, or are the cops making it up? They want to go viral on social media? I mean, the idea of like texting the wrong person. Cops are just bored. Yep. Hey, is it Sapatra? Is that how you say your name? Can I just call you Sap? Give me a phonetical pronunciation. Welcome in, my friend. I don't know if I gave you a proper shout out earlier because we had the bullshit going on. Speaking of bullshit and desperate for relevance, Ronda Rousey is apologizing for her Sandy Hook tweets. Oh, hold on. I went and found like a 2013 story. How'd I do that? This is the original tweet. Back in 2013 when she was tweeting about Let's fast forward to the present day, 11 years later. I don't want just fun. I want to make you feel like you are welcome. If you give me a phonetical pronunciation, I will say it correctly. Or do my best. Everyone on this stream will tell you I have a hard time saying certain words, names. Apparently I say Ozempic wrong. You'll fail, exactly. Ronda Rousey apologizes for sharing Sandy Hook shooting conspiracy video 11 years ago. I was ignorant and deserve to be hated and detested. That's not the only reason to hate and detest you, Ronda. Former UFC fighter and actor Ronda Rousey issued an apology on social media for an incident. By the way, this is because she did an open AMA and got completely roasted. Former UFC fighter and actor Ronda Rousey issued an apology on social media for an incident that took place 11 years ago, in which she shared a conspiracy theory video about the Sandy Hook shooting. While Rousey deleted the video post at the time and told her followers that she never meant to insult or hurt anyone, she now published a lengthy apology statement on social media in which she admitted that she deserved to be hated and should have been canceled. I can't say how many times I've redrafted this apology over the last 11 years. How many times I've convinced myself it wasn't the right time or that I'd be causing even more damage by giving it. But 11 years ago, I made the single most regrettable decision of my life. I watched the Sandy Hook conspiracy video and reposted it on Twitter. I didn't even believe it, but was so horrified at the truth that I was grasping for an alternative fiction to cling to. Instead, I quickly realized my mistake and took it down, but the damage was done. By some miracle, it seemingly slipped under the media's radar. I was never asked about it, so I never spoke of it again. Afraid that calling attention to it would have the opposite of the intended effect. It could increase the views of the conspiracy videos and selfishly inform even more people I was ignorant, self-absorbed, and tone-deaf enough to share one in the first place. Rousey reportedly shared the video in January of 2013, about a month after the December 2012 shooting at Sandy Hook. Honestly, I deserve to be hated, labeled, detested, resented, and worse for it. I deserve to lose out on every opportunity. I should have been canceled. I would have deserved it. I still do. I apologize that this came 11 years too late, but to those affected by the Sandy Hook massacre, from the bottom of my heart and the depth of my soul, I am so sorry for the hurt I caused. I can't even begin to imagine the pain you've endured, and the words cannot describe how thoroughly remorseful and ashamed I am of myself for contributing to it. I've regretted every day of my life since, and I will continue to do so until the day I die. To anyone else that's fallen down the black hole of bullshit, it doesn't make you edgy or an independent thinker. You're not doing your due diligence entertaining every possibility by digesting these conspiracies. They will only make you feel powerless, afraid, miserable, and isolated. You're doing nothing but hurting others and yourself. Regardless of how many bridges you burned over it, stop digging yourself a deeper hole. Don't get wrapped up in the sunk cost fallacy, no matter how long you've gone down the wrong road, and you should still turn back. Fucking A. Good job, Ronda Rousey. After reading that, excellent. Excellent, and if that is sincere, good on her. That is exactly what needed to be said. And I can look past you now. Look past your past mistakes. Like Cleopatra, but with an saw. Sapatra. Boom! Sapatra. Perfect. Glad to have you here, Sapatra. Mad props to Ronda Rousey. As long as that was sincere, not a well-crafted spin. And it seems to be sincere. If she wrote it, I have no reason to doubt her. Good on her. Do you guys want to make fun of Elon Musk? Large bust of Elon Musk is being towed around Texas by a Cybertruck because of a new NFT. And let me tell you, it's fucking ugly. That's probably the best angle they've been able to get of it, to be honest with you. Because if you're looking at it straight on, it's fucking hilariously bad. A sculpture of Elon Musk has recently been spotted being towed behind a Tesla Cybertruck around the city of Brownsville. We had the idea to bring something into life that would be more striking and maybe even crazier and funnier. A French tech entrepreneur who goes by Louis the 22nd told Art News he declined to provide his real name. Louis the 22nd said the main goal was to bring, look at me being able to read Roman numerals, fuckers. Louis the 22nd said the main goal was to bring more attention and visibility to a viral meme sparked by a bad drawing of the billionaire and SpaceX founder posted on Reddit 6 years ago. Oh, so that's why the bus looks stupid. It is based on that picture. Let me get you a different angle of it. Yep, there we go. It's the fucking same site. What the hell? What do you think? Did they do a good job? I think they were too generous. The statue is not linked to the valuation of his token. It's just a funny way to represent this meme in other ways. The idea for the nearly 9-foot-tall sculpture of Musk came after Louis the 22nd and his digital artist collective commissioned a large mural of the same bad drawing with the words "Occupy Mars." Ten out of 10, no notes. I'm sorry, 9 out of 10. You should have made the bust look a little funkier. I think the bust looks better than the picture. Who here is on the Chapel Roan train? Chapel Roan taking a stand against creepy behavior of fans. Took to TikTok apparently to let everybody know that, like, hey, it's not cool to harass people just because they make music.
I need you to answer questions. Just answer my questions for a second. If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public?
I do got this at Chapel. They do that. They do that a fucking lot. Just saying.
You go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?" And she's like, "No, what the fuck?" And then you get mad at this random lady. Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family? Would you follow her around?
You shouldn't.
Would you try to dissect her life and bully her online? This is a lady you don't know. And she doesn't know you at all. Would you assume that she's a good person? Assume she's a bad person? Would you assume everything you read about her online is true? I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second, okay? I don't care that abuse and harassment, stalking, whatever, is a normal thing to do to people who are famous or a little famous, whatever. I don't care.
You're more than a little famous now.
That this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it. I don't want whatever the fuck you think you're supposed to be entitled to whenever you see a celebrity. I don't give a fuck if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo or for your time or for a hug. That's not normal. That's weird. It's weird how people think that you know a person just because you see them online or you listen to the art they make. That's fucking weird.
It's fucking weird.
Say no to creepy behavior. Okay?
It is fucking weird. Good on her. I have not heard Tobel Road. I will check them out. And definitely do not idolize celebrities because they all fucking suck, especially Lily Allen. We were talking about last night when I did the fucking round stream. Lily Allen, real gigantic piece of shit. Lily Allen was sent a brutal gift by Furious Charity after getting rid of her dog for eating her passport. The singer claims, that's not the only thing. Sapatra. I didn't know this until the other day. Curiouser, she's not been in the chat tonight, but she's a regular. Curiouser and I were driving around. Curiouser is my ex-girlfriend. And I don't know how we got on the subject. She's a big Game of Thrones fan. Oh my God, Minty! I get it now. Excellent joke. And I I hope if somebody is listening to just the audio of this on the podcast, got the joke and laughed their ass off when I said it, and also was amused by the fact that it went over my head. Beautiful. Brilliant joke. 10 out of 10. No, apparently, Alfie, the song by Lily Allen that she released in like the mid-2000s, is actually about her little brother. I just assumed it was made up, and that she actually has a song where she's accusing her little brother of being a loser that does nothing but play video games and masturbates all day, and he's apparently on Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or one of those. I don't watch them. Also, Lily Allen, from a rich family. Lily Allen has been sent a brutal gift by an animal charity after deciding to get rid of her dog for eating her passport. The Smile Singer 39 has received a fair bit of backlash after opening up about a pet pooch that ruined her life. During an episode of her podcast, you ruined that dog's life. During an episode of her podcast, Miss Me, Allen said that she adopted the little dog to come and live with her in New York townhouse with her 2 kids. Allen shares the kids with her ex-husband. We actually did adopt a dog already, but then it ate my passport, and so I took it back to the home. She ate all 3 of our passports, and they had our visas, and I cannot tell you how much money it cost me to get everything replaced because it was COVID, so it was just an absolute logistical nightmare. Oh, boo-hoo. And this was the puppy? This is the puppy that you're mad at? And because the father of my children lives in England and I couldn't take them back to see their dad for like 4 months, 5 months, because the fucking dog had eaten the passports. And I just couldn't look at her. And I was like, you ruined my life. Animal charity PETA, which sucks a big fucking cock. Everyone should hate PETA. Has since issued a message to the singer by sending her a mechanical dog. We were appalled when we heard you say that you returned your adopted dog, Mary, to the shelter because she chewed your family's passports. While you get a new passport and rebook your flights, Mary will spend many months in the shelter waiting for a new family if she is lucky enough to find one at all. Anyone who knows and loves dogs understand that it's likely a dog's will at some point chew up something in the home. Dogs often explore the world, putting things in their mouths. It's natural. Couldn't you have put your important documents in a drawer? Dogs should never be treated as accessories to be discarded when they become inconvenient. They are loyal companions who deserve the same unwavering love and commitment they offer us. Hate PETA, but fantastic statement. Good on you, PETA. Yep, Oregon gal, you and PETA both are right. Why didn't you put your fucking important documents somewhere where like they were out of the reach of children and dogs? And this wasn't on my list for tonight, but since we're talking about musicians and puppies, oh, this happened years ago. I thought it was recent. But still, it's heartwarming. Fiona Apple is how you treat a puppy. This is how a celebrity treats a puppy. Back in 2012, Fiona Apple made the decision to postpone her South American tour to stay home with her elderly and ailing dog. It may have caused some upset among her fans, but she's won a whole pack of new ones who thoroughly support and understand the decision. Mordred was a massive name for a mammoth dog, the Irish Wolfhound. My now husband owned when I met him. He became mine also, and I his. So, this is Fiona speaking. So fiercely that he escorted me down the aisle when Douglas and I were wed. A year and a half later, we were not always so gracefully aligned. The night I met Mordred, he tried to kill me. I tried not to take it personally, as he was being a good dog protecting his dad from the strange lady who had apparently come over to eat his face. It was our second date, and I was deeply enamored of the notion that in New York City I'd found an attractive, single, straight, 30-something man with the wherewithal to be responsible for the welfare of 2 animals who had been escorted outside to poop, and were perhaps a shade distracted by frantic kissing as we arrived in his apartment and failed to take the time to warn the 4-legged residents that they'd be receiving a visitor. Douglas inched the door open, and a snarling, drooling wall of cream-colored Muppet fur bust forth. I stood paralyzed, having never seen an animal that size in person outside a zoo, and certainly not lunging directly at my throat. Look at that baby! With Douglas holding him back, I could finally fully appreciate the scale of the beast. With his paws on my 6-foot-tall date's shoulders, he still loomed a head higher. He was couch-sized. He was pony-sized. He was one of the most majestic animals I'd ever seen, and he wanted nothing to do with me. Some dogs, like Mordred's little companion Morgane, the Whippet, give away their full and sloppy hearts as a matter of course. They're in love with the whole and with the world, and show that with enviable abandon. Mordred cared only for his dad and whatever bites of food he could snag from the tabletop. I was, at most, a barrier between him and the exact spot on the couch that he wished to occupy, but that was okay somehow. I had Morgane and her dad to curl up with elsewhere, and I enjoyed being part of Mordred's orbit and entourage. If you've ever walked an Irish wolfhound through a New York City neighborhood, you've had a small glimpse into what it's like to be a celebrity. Can I just say, Fiona Apple, insanely good writer. Obvious from her songs, but my God, this is fucking poetry. So the puppy got a tumor. Well, Douglas and I didn't have children, and these dogs aren't our children. They are our family, our pack. I could not leave a single one of us alone and in pain, and I respect that so thoroughly about Apple's decision. Oh. Was I reading somebody else? Was this not even Fiona Apple talking? God damn it. I was reading a different dog story. Anyway, Fiona Apple posted a tour. She actually had, I read Fiona Apple's words. I thought we were going to get to the part that I already read, which was beautiful. She said that, God, a fucking shit. An angel had never had such disgusting breath. I'm totally butchering it, but it was something about the dog's horrid breath coming from an angel or whatever. Better singer than Lily Allen, too. Absolutely. If you're new, if this is your first time on the Troll Patrol, we always end the show. We go from like all the heavy news, go through everything. We go through the bullshit, and then we always end with an animal video. And tonight's animal video takes us to West Virginia, where a kangaroo hopped down the road. Don't know what he was doing. Don't know how a kangaroo got to West Virginia. Here's a kangaroo hopping down the road. Been a crazy night. Oh, he's just stopping and looking around. Oh, he's cute. Little dude's adorable. Well, I don't know if it's a dude or not. Don't know if it's got a pouch. It's awfully slender. I feel like I've been to that area of West Virginia. They're mean too. Holy fuck. You can go watch videos of kangaroos fighting. He gets dual citizenship. Because until 8 months ago, West Virginia used to be part of Australia. I assume he got out from a zoo, a petting zoo of some sort. He's adorable. He could be somebody's pet. That's true too. If you are watching on Twitch, you are heading over to Echoplex Media. It is time for the Plex Podcast. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. I'm sorry, Working Gal. You're not into the debates? We're going to have another one this week. This dude's a lot bigger than me. So he's got like 14,000, 15,000 followers on YouTube. Like double my size. I don't know where this guy actually falls. He may be more liberal to moderate libertarian or something. I think this guy might be a lot smarter. But I can't guarantee that until we get there. He's definitely a much bigger streamer. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before we hit the sack. I'm JustinFREAKIN. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol live. That's true, Thread.